We'll talk about the communication from one routing host connected to a routing VTEP to another host connected to the routing VTEP. So here the default gateway is 100.1.100. And here also the default gateway is 200.1.100.
So we are considering the VARP IP. VARP. Okay.
Correct. Just that the VVTEP is not there.
VVTEP is okay.
Okay, VARP and virtual MAC is there. So if host 1 is sending a traffic for host 3, and it will first of all send the ARP request. So when it is sending the ARP request, in that sender IP address will be 100.1.100. No, sorry, 100.1.1.3. And target IP address will be
200.
100. First
100.1.100.
First target was
ARP request.
Okay.
How can sender IP be 100 and target IP be 200?
And then sender MAC is, let's say, this is AA and this is BB. Okay, so sender MAC is AA and destination MAC is unknown. This gets inside Ethernet header. Source MAC will be
AA. Target MAC is FF. Sorry, D.
destination MAC is broadcast.
Yes.
And when it comes to this VTEP, it is seeing that the destination MAC is broadcast and it has received in VLAN 10. VLAN 10. So destination MAC is broadcast, so it will also punt it to its own CPU and it will flood on all the ports in VLAN 10. So when it has received it, it will send an ARP reply. That would be a normal one.
How is the ARP reply looking?
So now the ARP reply. Sender IP is 100.1.100 and destination, sorry, target IP address is 100.1.1.3 and sender MAC.
VTEP 1.
Virtual.
Sorry,
MAC.
Virtual MAC.
Request for a virtual IP.
And target MAC will be A. And this gets inside the Ethernet header. Source MAC will be
Virtual.
yeah, ab.ab.ab. And destination MAC will be
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the ARP reply.
yeah.
And
That,
so it will be flood, right? What will be the outer source IP?
okay, when it is flooding the ARP request. So when it is flooding the ARP request, again the ARP
Outer source IP.
source IP, sender IP is 100.1.1.3 and target IP will be 100.1.100. Sender MAC will be AA and destination MAC is target MAC is unknown. This gets inside Ethernet header and source MAC here it would be AA. Destination MAC is broadcast and when it is flooding on all the ports, here it will flood on all the ports in VLAN 10, that's okay. But when it is sending here, it will add on top of it VXLAN and then whatever the mapping is, assuming the mapping is same, 10, that gets inside the UDP header, port number 4789, destination port. Source port is randomly generated and that gets inside IP header. Source IP will be VTEP 1 and destination IP will be of every VTEP mentioned in the flood list. Okay, let's say we will, to keep it simple, we will just mention it as 333.
Yes.
And then this gets inside the Ethernet header. source MAC and destination MAC. So when this has to send, this is seeing that destination 333. So it has learned by BGP 333 with the next hop of the spine IP. Let's say this is 110.112. So the next hop is 110.112 in its routing table. So it knows that the next hop is 110.112. It will check it R table to reach 110.112. That is, let's say, DD. So destination MAC is DD and source MAC is this VTEP ones. So this is going to be spine.
Any question about this? Any doubt? Here? Yeah. So this ARP request will reach VTEP 3. Now, will VTEP 3 will generate a ARP reply?
Will VTEP 3 generate the R reply? Okay, it will come till here. It sees that destination IP is 9, and then it will see the UDP header. It knows it has to send on the VXLAN interface, and it sees it's for VLAN 10 because of the VNI mapping. And then it says the destination MAC is broadcast.
Without
Okay.
VTEP, it will send a reply back.
Sorry?
Will reply back. VTEP 3 will reply. Without VTEP, without. There's no VTEP. There's no VTEP, so you will get an answer reply.
Yeah. So this VTEP 3 will send a R reply. So we'll have multiple R replies here.
Can anyone try to make that ARP reply? How will that look like? Let's make how the ARP reply will look like with the encapsulation. So,
The art reply would be from
VTEP 3.
VTEP 3, right? So
Sender IP.
the sender IP would be
100.
Virtual IP. Warp IP.
the 3, right?
113. 100.
100.
They are warping for the virtual IP. 100.
Right, and the target IP would be
100.113.
right, 113, right? Source MAC would be
AB. Virtual MAC.
yes. Here you would have source MAC, right? So from here the source MAC would be the switch source.
Virtual MAC.
Virtual MAC.
Virtual MAC is AB.
AB.
And the destination MAC
A.
the VNI. Right. PP. Source IP and destination IP. And so source IP would be step 3, right? And destination IP.
So what is VTEP 3 actually? 3333.
Yeah.
3 and the destination IP would be for
1.1.1.
source MAC would be step 3 and DMAC would be the spice.
Any doubt?
Here's one small, I think some of you are a little confused or not, I don't know, but when you have ARP configured, the ARP response will always be sourced from your VMAC.
But the outer ResMAC would be the physical VMAC.
Outer ResMAC is always one.
Which one?
Outer
Outer
ResMAC.
Outer ResMAC will always.
Because that is router interface and all that, right? That's clear.
Okay, so any right, so this is clear. Okay, now let's say we are pinging between host 1 to host 2, and host 2 sends ICMP request packet to its gateway, which is ABAB. And if the, so, okay, first of all, in VTEP 2, will we see any issue? Anything flapping
We would see a arc flap
on bridging VTEP?
on the bridging meetup, yeah.
R.
Oh,
R
not,
forward.
sorry. We would see a Mac flap.
VXLAN address.
Yeah, VXLAN method.
Can someone explain that, how that flap will happen? Why it will flap?
Okay, first of all, host 2 is in which VLAN?
200.
That's 200, so the host 2 is sending an ARP request for 200. So VTEP 1 and VTEP 3 both receive the ARP request for 200. And VTEP 1 is also sending an ARP reply, and VTEP 3 also will send an ARP reply.
It will flap between.
So VTEP 2 will update that this MAC, that is AB, it will once update, it is behind VTEP 1, and other time it will update it's behind VTEP 3.
It will be flapping not on common MAC address table, it will flap in
VXLAN.
VXLAN address table.
And
Those are not two separate MAC address tables.
Ah,
It is
yes.
just to be clear. Okay, it's a one MAC address table.
one more thing, it will only flap if the VLAN that is configured on host 2 is a part of the flat list VTEP 1 and VTEP 3. So for example, if that host 2 is a VLAN 300 or something, that won't flap. And even if it is a VLAN 200 and the 2.2 flat list is not there in VTEP 1 and 2, even in that case it won't flap.
It's not about the host, it's about the configuration on the switches. If you have the VLAN VNI, it will flap. If you have VLAN VNI, if you have VLAN 100, 200, 300 on all VTEPs, then on bridging VTEP, the flap will be seen for all VLANs. Because all routing VTEP will send a card, which is sourced with a virtual MAC. Okay. So eventually there will be a flap.
And when you do that V motion, that's when you see the arc flap.
So in this case, ARP flap will not happen as such.
What is an ARP flap?
Because why will ARP flap? Yeah, ARP flap will not happen here.
Yeah. To avoid
Because
Yeah, no, in this case it won't happen, but when you do a V motion, if you move host 1,
there also there won't be ARP.
For virtual IP and virtual MAC, all two will have an off
See, an
flap.
ARP flap is if the IP MAC binding changes. Here it will continue to be VIP map to the VMAC.
Yes. So even if you move it to VTEP 3, the IP to MAC binding will not change.
It will only have to go along.
It won't. It won't even go through a longer path also. It won't go through a longer path. If you connect host 1 to host VTEP 3, the ARP will still be the VMAC, ABAB, which is configured on VTEP 3.
Yeah.
So VTEP 3 will route it. So the flap, ARP flap will happen if you use physical IP as a gateway. Anyway, so this is clear.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's say host 2 is sending ICMP request, destination MAC as a VMAC. The VMAC is not learned in the MAC address table of VTEP 2. So it floods it to VTEP 1 and VTEP 3. Will both VTEP 1 and VTEP 3 route the ICMP request? Can someone explain?
When host 2 is generating an ICMP request, and it is generating the request keeping the VMAC in mind. Now, when that request reaches to VTEP and the VMAC is not learned on.
No, what do you mean by VMAC keeping in mind? Explain in headers point of view. No, so when it is host 2 is sending an ICMP request, the destination MAC is a VMAC.
Yeah.
So VTEP 2 doesn't have the MAC learned. So what will it do?
And both of them will see the FFF packets.
FFF? Is it a ARP request?
No. Both of them will.
Destination MAC is a virtual MAC of SBI VLAN 200, which is not updated in the MAC address table of VTEP 2.
तो क्या होगा?
It will send to both VTEP 1 and VTEP 3. Because it doesn't look very
So it
nice.
will replicate the packet, and one copy will be sent to 1 1 and one copy will be sent to 3 3. So both of them would see that it is for me, and then it will route it. So it will meetup 2 will get 2 ICMP responses.
Host one will get 2 ICMP requests.
Host two.
Host two is generating now,
Ah.
destined to host one.
Oh, okay.
But the reply also has to get.
Correct.
Host one and
So
host
here he's
2.
not talking about reply, he's talking about the request itself. The request is reaching VTEP 1 as well as VTEP 2.
So one request will come from here and then one request will come
One is
from.
generated by VTEP.
And even in the reply, if let's say host 1 is replying to that ICMP request, and let's say even the host 2's MAC address is not learned on VTEP 1.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Host one is in different subnet. The confusing broadcast domains. Will host one send packet destined to host two's MAC?
Okay, so that will be.
Host one will again send it to its gateway, which is VMAC. And VMAC, VTEP on my VMAC is there. So it won't flood. It will only route. So ICMP reply can duplicate nahi hoga. Whatever host one is sending the ICMP reply, that will only reach host two. But when host two is sending the ICMP request, that will be duplicated. Because bridging VTEP is flooding it to all the other. We saw that. Yeah. Clear? So now who can tell how do we solve all these issues?
Will you just clear or you feel confused?
Looking only some of the phases, I feel like it's done.
It's okay because
You can talk.
Can we go back to how VTEP 1 is getting a duplicate?
You can go there.
I'll go there. So host 2 is sending an ICMP request to VTEP 1 and we don't have
VTEP 2.
Sorry, VTEP 2 and we don't have the virtual MAC.
Learned it in that way.
No virtual MAC.
VMAC.
Okay, we don't have this. So this is going to flood it. So it's going to make 2 copies. It's going to flood it, one to this and one to this. Now here this is getting it and it is going to route it, and it is this I'm understanding. VTEP 3, why will it send it to VTEP 1?
Why not?
Not
Why not?
but 1 minute, when that packet comes to VTEP 3, what is VTEP 3?
What will VTEP 3 should do? You tell me. It's a routing VTEP.
correct.
It is getting a packet destined to its VMAC.
To its VMAX, so it knows it. So it is going to.
So one thing that you need to understand, routing doesn't happen only when you get the packet on your naked interface, like on your edge port. मतलब जहाँ पे host connected है. ऐसा नहीं कि routing तभी होता है. Routing तब भी होता है when you receive on VX1 interface. Then also you can route.
नहीं, मैं वो समझ गया कि इधर route होगा. Correct. इधर से, so it knows that the packet is destined. The packet is destined to me, so I'm going to respond back, right?
What
So
will
ये
respond back?
It is going to decapsulate.
It won't respond anything. Response
Decapsulate the packet.
So when it sees that, what will it do? That ICMP request. Host MAC is host to VMAC is VMAC.
Just write it down. So when it gets here, the source IP is going to be VTEP 2, right?
Okay, this is
Which
what
source IP? Outer.
Outer.
Okay.
Correct. No? DIP is going to be
VTEP 3.
and we have the UDP. We have the VLAN. And we have the source MAC.
No,
Correct, right?
IP address. Source IP होगा. Source IP will be host 2,
DIP will be,
host 1. इसके नीचे IC integrate होता है.
नहीं, we are pinging to host 1, sir.
Sorry, yeah, host 1.
We are pinging to host 1. Okay. Then okay. So I was thinking, so what happens is when it comes to VTAP, it's going to decapsulate and it is going to search, right? Like,
But on that, we missed the inner Ethernet header. What is the inner Ethernet header?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was writing it.
That's a no problem.
So the inner Ethernet header will be your source MAC, will be your host 2. Host 2 नहीं, VMAC.
Yes, source think again. This is the ICMP packet. This is the ICMP packet. See, okay. Just a suggestion, right? Always try to construct it from now before the
Okay.
Yeah. So this is an ICMP request generated from host 2.
Yes. क्या होगा?
VMAC आपका होगा virtual MAC. And source MAC होगा आपका H2.
हम्म.
इधर से करते हैं ना. And this is how the packet will look like. So it will decapsulate. Decapsulate. Here it will check.
That will also decapsulate.
That's all. It will check here. The VMAC is mine, so it is going to decapsulate. Then it is going to check. Okay, host to DIP is H1. H1 is here. That's why it's going to route.
अगर H1 कहीं और पे होता तो route नहीं करता. Route. Why is it routing it?
Because it is not mine. And
What if it is not the
The question is why is it routing it? The answer is there in this header that you made. Because the DMAC is VMAC, iMac.
okay.
इसलिए route कर रहा है ना.
ठीक है. हाँ. नहीं. I got that. So it is going to decapsulate after this also. And then it is going to check here the source IP. ठीक है. DIP मेरा नहीं है. So it is not going to decapsulate for because the DIP and I haven't route to the DIP, it's going to route the packet. That is
तो DIP अगर मेरा होता तो मैं routing table check नहीं करता.
अगर DIP मेरा होता तो फिर वापस से decapsulate करेगा ना. It will further decapsulate and check ना. कि what is the payload and then.
तो DIP अगर मेरा है, how will it know कि वो IP मेरे पास है?
Again, it has to check the routing
It
table.
will check
Check the
routing
routing,
table.
okay.
वो routing table check करेगा दे तभी तो पता चलेगा कि अच्छा ये मेरा IP है.
Okay.
फिर CPU में जाएगा. तो routing table तो हमेशा check होगा if the DMAC is my Mac. And host कहीं पे भी हो that doesn't matter. Route करके वो भेज देगा. इसके बाद ARP check करेगा. Right, when it will route, it will check what is the ARP for H1. Okay.
Clear.
So how can we solve this? This duplicate issues and the multiple ARP applying. बोल दो जब से बोल दो.
We have to include the VBIT.
अब कैसे VBIT कहाँ लगाना है? Where should we put it? First of all, let's say we are introducing VBIT. What are the configurations we will do step by step? Everywhere.
So we waited. So
To make this work, तुम सोचो कि हम लोग configure कर रहे हैं, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा to make this?
So there are two important things when we have to configure VBTAP.
Hmm.
One is like on all the routing VTAPs switches, we have to configure the VBTAP IP. And the way to configure the VBTAP IP is whatever is the source of the VXLAN on that interface, loopback interface, we have to configure that VBTAP IP as a secondary IP address.
Okay.
And that secondary IP address has to be mentioned in the flood list of all the switching VTAPs.
All the bridging bit.
Bridging VTAPs. So this
Anything
is-
else?
So in this case, we
You
are.
missed one point that is very, very important.
Advertising.
Yeah, advertising regions.
So in this case, we are configuring the VBTAP and VTAP2.
VTAP 2?
No. So that's in VTAP2 also it is required, right?
No,
In the flood list, we are doing it.
With the flood list, it's a flood list.
Ah,
hard one.
then
Because
see, if
we are
you're
configuring
explaining-
the routing with.
You have to say, see, when you're explaining, you have to know that how to say that, right? If you're saying on the VTEP, you have to configure. How will someone know?
Definitely a little bit more specific when we are here.
So you have to configure in the front list. Yeah. And VTEP 1, VTEP 3, we have to put it in the loop back. Okay.
And the ARP request packets from the bridging meter will be responded only if the
We'll get to that, the traffic flow. First of all, we are talking about configurations. Everyone clear with the configurations?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about ARP packet. Now, when host 1 is sending the ARP request, what happens?
Host one.
For its gateway, let's say if we're going to ping from host 1 to host 2. कौन जाएगा? Rohan, Arjun are left.
It's okay, don't worry. Make a mistake, it's okay. Don't worry.
अरे क्या हो जाएगा चलो.
See, जो भी आप you're thinking here, right? Think out loud, right? It's okay.
Yeah. So if you want to rub all those things here.
So we are pinging from host one to host two, right? So these are in different broadcast domains, so it will generate ARP request.
Host 1 to host 2.
So first, for ARP request, the sender IP will be host one.
So you don't have to do is everyone clear with that? How the ARP request will look like when host 1 or should we do it again? So you can just say that, yeah, just make the ARP. You don't have to write all the fields. You just say the ARP header, host 1.
Yeah.
And then what will the whole header? ARP, yeah.
I think in it here, we don't even have to list the VNI, UDP.
Yeah.
Those things.
If you're clear, then
Then the redo header, that is host source MAC is host one, and destination MAC is VMAC.
ARP, no? It's FFF.
Okay, yeah. FF.
so ARP header, ARP request, लिख दो. L2 header. Rest of the headers you make. Okay, I just wanted you to not make the ARP header because you want to बहुत सारे field है. But
Then-
बाकी header में लिखो क्या क्या होगा.
Then we have VXLAN header.
हाँ इसपे क्या होगा?
VNI mapping, VLAN 10.
इसपे VNA होगा. So this is the ARP request that is reaching VTEP 1.
Yes.
Generated by host one.
Generated by host one.
उसमें नहीं होगा ना?
क्या host 1 VXLAN packet भेजता है?
No.
तो नहीं होगा.
नहीं, encapsulation के बाद.
हाँ encapsulation का वो that you have to tell. right?
Yeah, okay. So after it reaches here, तो ये encapsulate करेगा this packet.
क्यों encapsulate करेगा?
Because it has to flood the packet.
Why it has to flood the packet?
MAC is
VMAC is
FFF,
FFF.FF.
so it has to encapsulate that packet. So
So how will it know the IPs that it has to encapsulate?
by checking its flood list.
Flood list.
So it has to encapsulate its packet. So
And why does it put the VNI 10?
because it has received this packet at VLAN interface. Then we have the UDP packet with destination.
थोड़ा और बड़ा बना लो. I think it will be little.
Then we have UDP packet, UDP header with destination port as 4789. Then we have the outer source IP and outer
What is the source IP?
source IP will be VTEP 1 IP.
1111.
And for outer destination IP, it will create copies for all the three VTEP IDs. That is for 2. This is 3, right? Okay, 3 and the VTEP which we have configured is let's take 5. Then we have
Are you sure?
Anyone
It will
else?
just generate
For two also, no? So in
It
this
will
we
only
have
generate
where is two?
What?
2.2.2 and 3.3.
2.2.
Why would it
This is
generate?
three,
for-
right?
So it's here in this case, it won't be generating for 5.5.5.
Yeah, correct.
Why is that?
Because
So
in the
that is not
pattern-
there in the flood list of. No, that is not.
We have
That's
included
that's
it in the
correct.
flood list.
We have
It is there in the flood list.
list, but it will not generate because I have that IP. Na? Similar like how we are not creating a pattern for 1.1.1.
Okay,
Similarly
okay,
for
okay.
that.
But anyway,
Okay,
flood
we are
list में तो
pinging
होगा
from
ही
here
नहीं।
to here. If it is pinging
Flood
from
list
फ्लड
में
लिस्ट पे
नहीं
डाल सकते हैं।
डाल
डाल
सकते हो।
सकते हैं।
फ्लड लिस्ट पे कस्टमर्स क्या करते हैं कि सारा फ्लड लिस्ट उठा के सब में डाल
डाल
देते हैं।
देंगे।
कहीं कुछ मिस ना हो।
अच्छा, पर अगर फ्लड लिस्ट में डाला है, अगर फ्लड लिस्ट में डाला है और बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो हैव दैट आईपी ऑन माय बीटेक आई एम नॉट जनरेट।
इसको नेटवर्किंग टर्म में कैसे बताया? ये तो हम लोग ह्यूमन लैंग्वेज में बता रहे कि मेरा आईपी है, बट हाउ डू यू एक्सप्लेन इन अ नेटवर्किंग लैंग्वेज? व्हाई विल इट नॉट सेंड आउट?
No, it is because directly connected to me. The destination IP is terminating on me.
उसका कोई egress interface नहीं है. When you look at a route, अगर उसका कोई egress interface है, then traffic can go out of that interface. If you see the route for your own loopback IP, उसका egress physical interface क्या होगा? नहीं होगा ना, loopback IP होगा. कैसे भेज सकते हो बाहर?
Yeah.
Okay, but इधर से अगर if you are pinging from host 2, तो इधर वो
हाँ, इधर पे तो होगा क्योंकि खुद का IP नहीं है.
तो outer destination IP will be 3333, which is VTech 3, and then we have outer
Source पर D में.
outer source MAC will be VTech 1 source MAC. Yes. And outer DMAC will be of fine spine under.
ठीक है. Why is 2 not in the
Yeah,
अपने example में?
1 and 3 have to.
It is sending to the host. ठीक है. Anything
But 2 में जाएगा.
2 इधर है ही नहीं कौन किधर है 2?
VTech 2.
VTech 2. हाँ VTech 2 है नहीं मतलब नहीं. Yes.
Does everybody agree to this? Okay.
ठीक है. Now what will VTech 3 do?
Now VTech 3 will see encapsulate this upgrade reaches there. So it will see the destination IP is mine. So it will we are pinging from this is our
Post
request,
control
right?
host.
This is our request, right? So it will generate a response. Our response.
It will generate.
Yeah.
What is
Who
the
will
target?
generate,
Target IP.
Rohan, you write down the
R30.
R30 लिख दो ना.
हाँ, लिख लो.
IP is 100.113. Target IP is PIP, right?
100.
Then source MAC is H1 and definitely 0. So when it reaches to VTech 3, it will generate a response, right? Because it has 333 configured and but okay, we have
Exception.
VTech configured, so that software forwarding agent will take care of the ARP request, so it will not generate the ARP response because it doesn't have it didn't receive this at the VTech ID. It will generate the ARP response only if it has received at 55 at its VDF if the outer DIP is 5555.
And why
When
is it
the-
important?
When the target IP is virtual IP.
Yeah.
That's how you have to explain. The target IP, the ARP request is for the virtual IP, then the outer DIP has to be VWATF. Only then it will send respond. But if the target IP is not for virtual IP, if it is a physical IP, then it can send a response even if the outer DIP is not VWATF.
Again,
So the VTEP 3, so why VTEP 3 will not just.
आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ आ जाओ
So the VTEP 3 will not get even though the outer DIP is 3.3.3.3, it won't generate that response because if you look at the target IP is the virtual IP.
Correct.
So that is why for that it has to have the virtual VTEP in the flood list
Not flood list in the outer DIP.
here. Okay.
In the outer destination IP, it should be
It
5.5.
has to be 5.5.5.5. So otherwise, if it is there in like 5.5.5, it will generate the response. Otherwise, it will.
but why?
It's, that it knows that virtual IP is configured on.
So what problem is it solving? Why is this rule there saying that if the DIP inner target IP is virtual, the outer one should be VBTEP? What happens if it is not?
We'll have the map.
So
It will send again multiple responses. Right?
Because
It
it
will go to the.
assumes that some other freedom would have responded.
Yeah.
If this was in place, every other routing VTEP would respond to that ARP request also. Every other, right? But we know that only one VTEP can get it with the DIP of 555. We know that. Okay. So only that one VTEP can respond.
Now, Shripa, can you explain from host 2's perspective? Let's say host 2 is sending ARP request. You can first of all just clear this so that it doesn't confuse you.
Is it also clear why if the inner target IP is full, then if the outer DIP is the regular VTEP IP, it will respond?
Regular VTEP, yeah, it would.
Will it for itself?
Itself.
Now, host 2 is going to send an ARP request for
Host one.
not host 1, gateway. Host 2 and host 1 is in different.
I mean, it
Broadcast
is
domain.
sending ARP request, right? The host 2 is sending generating the ARP request to the gateway.
Yes. What will the sender IP? Easy.
So sender IP will be host 2's IP. So in the target IP will be the gateway's IP. So here in this, so it will be the gateway means
200, 111. What? Sorry, 200, 100.
200, 100.
Yes, that's the VARP IP. Okay, sender MAC.
Like that.
Who is sending the ARP request?
So host 2 is sending the ARP request. So what is the MAC of that?
Just write host 2.
Okay. So in this case, target MAC.
नहीं पता.
Okay, it is 0. Right.
Correct. You are doing good. Yes,
Fine.
correct.
Okay. So after that, there will be here.
Right.
Right.
It's ARP request.
Yes. So SMAC will be choose SMAC.
Yes.
So after that,
Now, once again, now this ARP request is generated by host 2.
yes.
ना फिर ये VTEP 2 को पहुंचेगा. क्या करेगा VTEP 2?
So VTEP 2 will see the destination MAC. So destination MAC is ff.ff.ff. So it will flood the packet.
Will it go to the CPU? This ARP request.
ARP request. It will go to the CPU, right?
Who says it will go? Who says it won't? It will go.
It will go to the CPU.
Because the ARP request could also be for one of the VLANs.
Layers are not created. This is a bridging.
It's a bridging
Okay,
with
okay.
SVI.
SVI is not there.
There is no CPU.
The bridging
So-
window, the bridging window doesn't have a SVI. SVI नहीं होगा तो CPU interface नहीं होगा. In show VLAN, when you do show VLAN, you see CPU.
It won't be having the
CPU.
CPU as a number.
CPU as the sort of control.
You don't go
The
to
bridging window.
Okay. Okay. Now what will do with the ARP request? Will flood.
Yes, it will flip the packet. All the
So what will be the headers?
so obviously it's the VXLAN header. Yes.
क्या होगा उसके VXLAN में?
So mapping VLAN VNI
Mapping होगा कि सिर्फ VNI नहीं होगा?
VNI
सिर्फ VNI नहीं होगा. Not mapping. क्या होगा VNI?
200.
Right. That
So it has received from the VLAN handler 200.
Yes. Source 789 is a source code or destination code?
It's a source code.
Source
It's a definitely T code.
What is the outer IP? Source IP.
So it's a VTEP 2's
2222. Destination IP क्या होगा?
so okay, it will send it to each of the VTEPs. So
Based on the flood list.
based on the flood list.
Flood list पे जो भी IP होगा.
So we are 1.1, 1.1.1, 3.0.3. Let's say I'll take it as
Write down all the IPs. 111, 333. Anything else?
virtual VTEP 5.5.5.
Okay. Outer MAC. Correct. Good. Now this packet will reach spine. क्या करेगा spine?
Spine will look, it will look at DMAC. So DMAC is mine.
Hmm.
So further it'll further decapsulates it.
Hmm.
Decapsulates the packet.
Hmm.
Okay. It will okay. So it will look at the IP, right? So okay, so it will look at the IP.
Hmm.
So it will after that it will check the routing table.
Hmm.
So whether the route is there or not for that particular IP.
So let's say for 555, remove 111.333. Okay, so this is a packet that's going 555. So this packet, what will spine do? How many routes it has for 555?
2 routes.
Pointing where?
Pointing to, let's say 81 and 82 there.
हाँ मतलब कहाँ पे?
Towards VTEP 1 and VTEP 3.
तो क्या करेगा spine?
So it will forward the packet to one of the interfaces
Based on hash.
based on hash.
CP hash.
ECMP hash.
They can either go to beta 1 or
VTEP 1 or VTEP 2.
So the other two ARP request that was generated, for that was destined to 111.333. That will also go to 111 will go to VTEP 1, 333 will go to VTEP 3. Will VTEP or VTEP 3 generate ARP reply based on those packets?
Hello. Yes, I will do that. Yes.
So it will if one gets an ARP request with one-on-one, VTEP 3 gets at 3.3.
3.3.
Will they respond?
No. Okay.
Why is that?
Because the
So the target IP.
target IP is the
In the R.
it is the virtual IP. So if
Router.
if it has the virtual VTEP, I mean, target IP is the virtual IP.
If the outer DIP is 5555,
Correct. So outer DIP is the virtual VTEP IP. So it will send it to the if it is not there, right? So if it is, if it that particular IP is not present in the flood list of that one, it won't generate the response.
Are you sure?
I think you're framing it wrong.
What does that have to do with the flood list?
Has to be that 5.5.5 has to be there in its flood list.
Like whose flood list?
The one which is generating the response.
Got it. So this response is coming through VTEP 3. Right? Now VTEP 3, if you look at the flood list, VTEP 3 will not have 5.5. Okay. Let's say VTEP 3 does not have 5.5 in the flood list. It won't generate. Okay. What if it has 5.5? If VTEP 3 has 5.5 configured in the flood list, then will it generate?
So if we look at target IP is the virtual IP. If it is there in the flood list, if it is there in the flood list, it has to generate it.
So
Can someone?
I'll just try.
No problem.
Because
No, wait, let him.
okay, I'm thinking.
Let him think.
Flood list. Okay.
So what is the context here? Who is sending the?
So the
It is-
question was,
it
is
is
the
reaching-
receive from 111 and 333, which respond to the request.
Right.
So she was saying that they will check the flood list, and in the flood list, VTEP is not present. They will not respond back to the reply. They won't respond back to the request. Okay. So let's say what I asked him is, let's say on the routing VTEP, if 555, the VTEP is also configured in the flood list, then are we saying that it will respond to the request?
Which is the DIP, the flood list, there is 5.5.5.5. Okay. In fact, these lines has sent to but okay.
When is the flood list looked up? What is the purpose of flood list?
Has to
Is it used to send ARP reply? What is the purpose of ARP flood list? You know this.
Yeah, you know this. Just answer.
Tell ठीक है wrong होगा तो होगा.
to send that VXLAN packet.
Send that VXLAN packet. What VXLAN packet?
If you think carefully, the word flood list, what does that mean? What would that mean?
What is the meaning of flood list?
It is sending the VXLAN packet. I mean, flooding all the packet destined for like. So
Flood list कब use होता है?
to send the VXLAN packets on right to all the so when it encapsulated that packet in this case, so
Okay, so what is the difference between flooding and forwarding?
flooding is when destination MAC is FFF not FFF not
Destination IP. Destination IP. Destination MAC.
destination MAC.
And forwarding is?
When the MAC address table when the MAC address is present, so then it will forward it. Otherwise, it will flood it.
Correct. So now the ARP response, does that, is it flooded? Think regular ARP response. Forget VXLAN for now.
Okay.
So regular ARP response, is it flooded or is it forwarded?
I mean, our reply, right? It has to be forward. Right? So it won't flood it because there has to be there is an address, MAC address. So it will forward the packet. Okay. Right. Okay. So so since this 3.3.3 is also there is an underlay, because of underlay it has the address table. It has got the addresses, so that is why it will forward to all the addresses that are present in the front list.
Okay, tell me, when a VTEP receives a packet with some outer DIP, what decision it takes?
When the
जब कोई VTEP को अगर एक VXLAN पैकेट आता है, वहाँ पे outer DIP होता है ना, वो outer DIP के बेस में क्या करता है, वो क्या एक्शन लेता है?
Okay. So when the packet comes outer DIP के base में,
outer DIP देख के उसको क्या पता चलता है, क्या करेगा?
Okay. There is a route that is present in me, so I will have to forward that packet to all the IPs that are present here.
मतलब what do you mean by that?
When a VTEP receives.
It will send the packets to these IPs, right? 0.0.0.
Why will it send to those IPs?
Because these IPs, the route to those particular IPs are.
First of all, remove all those IP. Okay, it is just one IP. When VTEP 3 is getting a packet, it has only one IP in the IP header, right? And IP header can't have multiple destination IP. Do you agree?
Yes.
तो ये कितना IP है?
One.
एक ही IP है. क्या करेगा ये IP के साथ?
So check for the route. Okay, if the route is present, so it will check for the route. So outer DIP 0.0.0. Okay, it will forward the it will forward the packet, right?
Where will it forward?
Send that packet to that particular.
So
So,
what is it
see,
receive?
I see. What I'm thinking is, so that is 3.3.3 there. Okay. So further it decapsulated. So it will get to know that it's a UDP VXLAN packet.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, again further decapsulated. So there is a mapping. So it will. So there is VNI mapping will be there. Okay. After that, again it will look at the end to end. Right. So
that is correct.
So,
about 3 and further decapsulate.
So L2 header, the DMAC is what?
So DMAC here is FFF.FFF.
तो क्या करेगा वो?
It will flood the packet.
Flood कहाँ flood करेगा?
So all the interfaces are part of that particular.
Yeah. What are the interfaces? Here, what are the interfaces in this topology? Host to interface.
Yes.
Can you circle that interface?
Okay, VLAN this. Okay. So 200.
Sorry,
Right?
host to interface. Host. And what are the other interface?
This is sending. This is also VLAN 200.
On VTEP 3, VTEP 3 is decapsulating ना वो आप request को
This is
read कर
this is decapsulating. Correct.
So I'm on VTEP 3, I do show VLAN. What will I see? For VLAN 20. For VLAN.
VLAN 200. Right. Okay. VLAN 200. This particular interface we will see.
any other interface you will see. एक ही interface है VLAN 200 में.
Okay. So this interface also.
What is that interface? Look back.
Look. 3.3.3.
So if I do show VLAN, I'll see loop back interface. Does that sound right?
The loopback interface we won't be seeing in the show VLAN, right? So we will be seeing only this interface. Right.
What do we see if I do show VLAN?
Okay.
Think carefully, think, right? Logically think. क्या क्या एक broadcast domain है उसमें कितना सारे interfaces है?
Okay. So when we look at the show VLAN interface, it will see this interfaces. Okay, this particular interface. After that, CPU, we will see CPU, right? And VX1 interface. VX.
वही बोलना था ना, वही तो है.
VX1.
इतना हम लोग कोई tricky question नहीं पूछ रहे हैं. बहुत ही basic है ये सर. You don't have to get so confused. VX1 CPU and that port.
ET1.
तो अभी क्या होगा अभी वो आप रिक्वेस्ट के साथ कहाँ फ्लड होगा बताओ.
To all those interfaces which are part of VLAN 200, here ET1, CPU, and VX1.
So it will flood to all three.
It will flood to all three, right? It's a VXLAN packet. It flood to VX1 interfaces.
It will flood where?
VX1 and VXLAN interface.
Flood करके कहाँ से भेजेगा कहाँ से बाहर जाएगा पैकेट? If it floods, where will it go out from?
Okay,
Where will it go? To which interfaces? I mean,
VX1.
why?
So it will. It is coming and
VX1 में फ्लड करेगा तो क्या होगा? लूप नहीं हो जाएगा? VX1 में पैकेट आया आप रिक्वेस्ट
split horizontal. So it won't. It will send you apart from VX1 because it has got from the VX1. Correct. Split horizontal. Okay.
हाँ तो where will it flood? It will flood
onto ET1.
So first of all, it won't flood it to ET1. Normally it should, but in this case, the entire ARC packet will go to the CPU. CPU में जाएगा and VXL software forwarding the ARC request, and it will decide कि flood करना है कि नहीं ET1 से. तो देखा कि अगर वो IP मेरा है तो flood नहीं करूँगा. क्यों flood करना है? So VTEP3 will send ARC reply in that case. Right?
It's not listening to test.
The outer DIP is not VTEP IP. When the target IP is VIP.
And again, why is rule present?
To prevent a duplicate answer.
Because every other routing interface can also similarly respond, right? So Shripad is very clear on this, right? Even if the VLAN is present in the flood list, it's really not respond. Because this packet can land on every other routing VTEP, which means that every other routing VTEP could possibly respond. That means multiple out response. And that's what we want to solve. Right?
ठीक है. All clear?
Yes.
Respond नहीं करेगा तो respond वही करेगा जिसको 555 वाला पैकेट आया. से वो VTEP आप रिप्लाई करेंगे. Okay. No clear with this. Shall we start with IP address virtual then? Are you good to start? Any other question? Okay. All right. Okay, guys. All eyes on the board.
Yes.
Both are important है. अगर miss हुआ तो oh sorry. Sorry guys. Didn't realize. ठीक है. तो so far we have learned about warp. Shripad, do one thing. Come here. Sit. वो पीछे बैठ तो वहाँ पे नहीं होगा. आ गया. Always sit in the front, right? Why do you sit at the back? हाँ. तो वार्प में हम लोग जब करते थे क्या configurations होता था? We used to give one physical IP and a VARP IP, correct? कहीं पे कोई doubt होगा pause me. Okay. So if I have a SVI 100, I would give a IP address 100.1.1.1/24 and IP virtual router address 100.1.1.100. इससे कुछ प्रॉब्लम दिख रहा है ये कॉन्फ़िगरेशन से डिजाइन वाइज? तो ये एक VTEP में I have another VTEP. उस पे I have same SVI 100 and I'm giving IP address 100.1.1.2/24 and same VARP IP as 100.1.1.100. I have another VTEP SVI 100. I have physical IP as .3, VARP IP as 100. दिख रहा है इसमें कुछ चैलेंज?
It's not scalable.
क्यों?
मतलब अगर मान लो बहुत सारे VTEPs है, so we can't keep going to every SVI and doing a IP virtual. We have to, it will become tedious and
Tedious.
इतने सारे मतलब मान लो there are around 10 VTEPs in this.
Unknown unicast package will be going to all VTEPs.
Unknown unicast package will go to all VTEPs.
If there's an unknown unicast packet, so if the VTEP one doesn't know where to route it, it will be
Got it. Okay. The radius of that flood is bigger. But let's say if your network is that big, it is that big.
उसमें क्या कर सकते हो? वो तो मेरा और ये सब ऑटोमेशन के लिए CVP है मेरे पास. कॉन्फ़िगरेशन के लिए वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. वो what other from design point of view?
There might be a possibility that I am sending an, what do you say, ARP reply, or like I'm sending a response for a host which is connected to some other VTEP. Like I'm responding as if like I am the default gateway for that destination host.
What's the problem with that? अगर वो gateway है तो करेगा respond.
I mean like the packet destined for that host will be like asymmetric routing would happen.
तो अभी हम तो वही डिस्कस किया था. When you have VTEP, it won't send ARP reply.
Yeah, I mean here we don't have VTEP, that's why.
नहीं VTEP है.
VTEP,
VTEP सब कुछ ही है.
सब कुछ है. ठीक है.
Can we run out of the physical IPs?
Okay.
That's the challenge. कितना IPs होता है? /24. कितना usable IPs होगा? /24. 254. है ना? This was a real challenge for Bharti Airtel. They didn't use VARP IP क्योंकि उन लोगों का they were running out of IPs. They had 64 VTEPs and they had planned to bring other VTEPs in future. So they didn't want to use VARP. When you use VARP, you are assigning a physical IP from the subnet, which has only 254 IPs. So you will very easily you can run out of IPs. ठीक है? Scalable is not a problem. वो तो CVP है. CVP नहीं है तो कुछ ना कुछ और होगा. EVD होगा.
I mean, just to give this context, that /24, you have 254. Out of that, 64 are going for just your
Physical IPs.
You also have hosts.
You have also hosts.
And most likely, you have more hosts than.
Correct.
Yeah.
तो इसका हम लोग क्या सॉल्यूशन बोल सकते हैं? फिजिकल आईपी हटा दो, वर्चुअल आईपी रखो, है ना? दिस इज वेयर आईपी एड्रेस virtual comes in. Okay, and this is actually the configuration. If I go to SVI 100, this is the configuration. This is a command IP address virtual, and you give the virtual IP 100.1.100/24. यहाँ पे हम लोग को स्लैश देना पड़ेगा. Okay, address virtual. Of course, you should have what? VMAC. इसके बिना तो होगा ही नहीं. है ना? VMAC तो चाहिए, वर्चुअल आईपी है तो वर्चुअल मैक भी चाहिए. वर्चुअल मैक है तो वर्चुअल वीटअप भी चाहिए। ठीक है, फिलहाल अंडरस्टूड दिस। यहाँ पे हम लोग फिजिकल आईपी लगा रहे हैं? नहीं। तो इफ यू इवन इफ यू हैव 64 or 100 VTEPs, we are using one IP on the subnet or gateway, right? We are not using 100 physical IP. We are using one IP that we are giving to the SVI. We are not wasting any IP. So this is a solution that most customers go with. Not worked. अभी इसके वजह से बहुत सारा आएगा कि क्या क्या चेंजेस हो रहा है। ठीक है, मतलब how will everything change, we'll see, but let's see how that goes. Let's make the same topology. VTEP 1, VTEP 2, VTEP 3. Okay. You have SVI 100, which is IP address virtual. Okay, whatever I'm writing from now is IP address virtual. 100.1.1.100/24. SVI 200. 100.1.1.200/24. VMAC A.B.C. Same is here. This is the only bridging VTEP. Same is here, SVI 100. Again, IP address virtual. Virtual MAC is
This is 200, say 200. This is we.
200. Oh, I can start the words. Okay, this is what we have. Now, these are the few things that you need to remember with IP address virtual. So with VARP, when a gateway, when this VTEP will generate a ARP request for this host, उसपे source MAC, sender MAC, क्या क्या होता है जब ARP request भेजता है?
On VTEP.
Yes.
VTEP.
ये VTEP on अगर ARP request दे, अगर मैं यहाँ से पिंग करूँ इस H2 को, तो ARP request भेजेगा ना?
Yes.
जब ARP request भेजेगा तो उसका source MAC, sender MAC क्या होता है?
Sender MAC will be the virtual IP, that is 100.1.1.100. Oh, no, sorry, both are in different subnets. Okay, 200.1.1.200, right? Source, sender IP.
वार्प के केस में बोल रहा हूँ मैं, वार्प आईपी वर्चुअल राउटर के केस में क्या था?
वार्प के केस तो it was
हाँ,
VTEP
that
का
type
VTEP का
was
area.
physical IP.
we descending.
Physical IP in the ARC header.
फिजिकल होता था?
Yes.
आप रिक्वेस्ट में फिजिकल आईपी, फिजिकल मैक सब कुछ फिजिकल होता था आप रिक्वेस्ट के केस में। ओनली इन आप रिप्लाई, इन आप रिप्लाई में
Yes.
वर्चुअल होता है। ये भूलना नहीं है, ठीक है? बट इन आईपी एड्रेस वर्चुअल, एवरीथिंग इज वर्चुअल। यहाँ पे फिजिकल आईपी तो है ही नहीं। ओके, तो जब आप रिक्वेस्ट भेजेगा, when this VTEP will generate ARP request
Yes.
for this host or any host in a VLAN, in a subnet. So the source MAC in the Ethernet header, the source MAC will be VMAC. Okay? DMAC will be, of course, broadcast. Ethernet. Then you have ARP. Sender MAC VMAC. Okay. Sender IP, VIP. No, we target IP, target MAC, target IP, host, target MAC 0. Okay. Now आप reply. आप reply. इस पे भी it will be exactly same. Source MAC will be virtual MAC. DMAC will be host.
V1 is sending a request like for any request.
हाँ. Let's say this host is sending ARP request or this host is sending ARP request here. So when it will generate the ARP reply, the source MAC will be VMAC, destination MAC will be host, and this will be same. ठीक है, target MAC 0 नहीं होगा. Target MAC will be host. ठीक है, ये याद कर लो, बोलना नहीं है. Now with keeping that in mind, जब हम लोगों का source MAC जब ये ARP request भेज रहा है या ARP reply भेज रहा है, source MAC is VMAC.
Yeah.
है ना? तो जब हम लोग encapsulate करते हैं तो outer source IP भी VVTAP होगा. पहले हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे without VVTAP क्या होगा. Okay, then we will see with VVTAP what will happen. And there are a lot of packet walkthroughs that we will do. Okay. So okay. ठीक है. So without VVTAP, let's say I'm trying to ping from H1 to H2. Okay. It will send ARP for its gateway. ARP reply आएगा. फिर ये ICMP request भेजेगा. Route करेगा 100 to 200. It will generate an ARP request. The ARP request will have source MAC as VMAC, DMAC as FF, sender MAC as VMAC, sender IP as VIP, target IP as host 2, and target MAC as 0. When this will be encapsulated, if I don't have VVTAP, of course the source IP will be the primary VTAP. Okay, and destination IP will be so 2 or 3. Okay. So problem क्या होगा? And of course source MAC ये भी है. Source MAC यहाँ पे VMAC नहीं होगा. It will be physical MAC. VTAP 1. DMAC is fine. ये पैकेट जब V2 में आएगा और यहाँ से भी अगर मैं ARP रिक्वेस्ट करूँ तो वही सेम ARP फ्लैप होगा. यहाँ पे भी अगर मैं VMAC को लर्न करूँ, it will be first pointing to 1111. Correct. Then it will point to 2222. Sorry, 3333. And this will keep on happening. तो ARP फ्लैप तो रहेगा. Also, when this host had sent the ARP request, all the same problem that you saw in VARP, na? Same problem यहाँ पे भी होगा. When this host had sent the ARP request, एक तो ये reply करेगा. वो ARP request flood भी हुआ था. और flood जब हुआ है, तो V3 भी respond करेगा. ये problem भी VARP में था, if you remember?
Yes.
है ना? ये problem इसमें भी होगा. Same चीज. When it will send the ARP request, it will flood. V3 will also send the ARP reply. क्योंकि V3 को लग रहा है कि maybe host 2 is sending ARP request. Okay? तो मतलब उसको ARP reply भेजना ही पड़ेगा in that case. Okay? So those two problems that you had in VARP will be there. Along with that problem also the duplicate ICMP request. So if this host is sending a ICMP request to this host 1, the destination MAC as VMAC, वो learn नहीं होगा, तो unknown unicast flood होगा, इधर जाएगा, और ये दोनों भी route करेगा. Route करके इसको 2 ICMP request आ जाएगा, duplicate.
Yes.
So all those problems are there, same problem without VVTAP that you had in VARP. This is why we need VVTAP here as well. So let's say VVTAP again is 5555. Now let's see how things changes. Okay. Shall I rub this? Has everyone noted down? I'll rub this, okay? I need more space too. Now let's say we are pinging from H1 to H3. H1 to H3, we're trying to ping. Okay, let me write it down. Ping from H1 to H3. Okay. So now when this host one will send ARP request, it will get a reply. The ARP request will also be flooded. Will V3 send ARP reply?
The outer destination IP is 333.
Hmm.
And also it would be it won't be 555 because we didn't mention that in the flood list.
It's not about flood.
Yeah.
Let's say it is there in the flood list.
It will not send. Even
Mera
without-
idea.
Mera IP is many things. It will only send without outer destination IP of 333 and our request for target IP address is 100, 100, which is
Virtual.
virtual IP. So I won't
You
send
will
that.
not send ARP reply. That problem is solved. So only ARP reply will come from here. Right?
Yeah.
Now it will send the ICMP request. This will route. Right? After routing, this will generate a ARP request. 200 will. This VTEP 1 in VLAN 200 will generate ARP request for H3. है ना? ARP नहीं है, ARP request भेज रहा है.
Right.
Now let's make the ARP request. So sender IP. क्या क्या होगा बोलते जाओ.
200 or 100, 200.
Yeah.
200.
Sender max.
Sender max will be 200 or 103.
Max.
Sorry, max. Virtual.
और
Target
Target
IP
IP
H3 का
200 or
200,
103.
103.
Okay.
Target
Target max
is
is 0.
zero.
ठीक है. Source pack क्या होगा.
Virtual
Virtual mac. DMAC क्या होगा. Outer source IP क्या होगा.
Here V1 virtual IP.
What is virtual IP.
1.1.
VTEP IP will be VTEP IP.
111. तब तो flap होगा ना यहाँ पे. VTEP तो अभी present है. We have VTEP.
Right.
अगर outer source IP मेरा 111 होता है, तो यहाँ पे जब MAC learn होगा, you will learn VMAC behind 1111.
Yes.
और वहां से जब आप रिक्वेस्ट आएगा तो it will learn behind 3333. वो तब हो रहा था जब VTEP नहीं था. अभी तो VTEP है. हमेशा याद रखना जब source MAC is VMAC, if you have VTEP, outer source IP will always be VTEP.
Okay.
इसका रीजन ये है कि you are mapping the VMAC with the virtual VTEP. It can't be mapped to anything else. Outer DIP क्या होगा? Flood list. 222 and 333. That's a 333. ठीक है. अभी यहाँ पे ध्यान दो. ये सब याद आ जाएगा. ठीक है. Now this ARP request will reach VTEP 3. Will VTEP 3 learn any MAC?
It will learn the ARP mapping.
Which ARP mapping? क्या ARP mapping learn?
201 नहीं करेगा क्योंकि अब 201 और 200 वैसे तो खुद का ही है वो. Like 201 और 200 और वो जो MAC है वैसे उसके पास भी it also owns that same IP and same MAC. Virtual MAC. So it will not update its ARP table.
The destination is not to virtual VTEP. So
Just the question again, will V3 learn the MAC address?
Will V3 learn any MAC or anything?
MAC address table तो update होगा नहीं V3 का.
क्यों?
वो routed interface पे receive हो रहा है उसको।
कौन सा राउटेड इंटरफेस है?
VXLAN पे।
VXLAN राउटेड इंटरफेस होता है?
नहीं यानी destination IP it has received
VX1 port, is that a routed port? Is that a L3 port? Don't we learn MAC address on VX1? If I do show VLAN, will I not see VX1?
The VMAC here is the same.
तो learn हो सकता है VX1 में MAC। वो तो होता ही है ना, अगर मैं राउटिंग VTEP है, that doesn't mean कि उसका L2 फंक्शनैलिटी चला गया। राउटिंग VTEP में भी ब्रिजिंग होता है।
Yeah, but before VXLAN it is receiving the traffic on
वो तो आउटर हेडर है, आउटर हेडर में तो लर्न नहीं होगा, मैं इनर की बात कर रहा हूँ।
हाँ अच्छा इनर।
इनर में कुछ लर्न होगा यहाँ से।
So the VMAC, it owns the same VMAC because the same VMAC is being
हाँ।
configured across all the.
ये मैक लर्न करेगा V3, क्यों नहीं करेगा?
खुद का।
खुद का मैक। हाँ, नहीं लर्न होगा फिर। Okay, it will get the ARP request, and this entire ARP request will go to the CPU. Again, the same concepts.
CPU software forwarding.
VXLAN software forwarding agent. VXLAN software बहुत ही important agent है। Day to day cases में तुमको देखेगा, बहुत cases. High CPU जा रहा है VXLAN software, sort troubleshoot करो। We'll do some case studies also later. Plenty of cases on this. Okay, तो ये एजेंट इसको रिसीव करेगा, ये पूरा आप रिक्वेस्ट को रिसीव करने के बाद देखेगा कि आउटर DIP is 3333,
My own.
which is my own. What is the target IP? H3, मतलब मेरा IP तो नहीं है, तो ड्रॉप रिजेक्ट नहीं करेगा पैकेट को, नहीं करेगा ना, इसको वापस से हार्डवेयर में भेजेगा।
Right.
हार्डवेयर में भेज के आप रिक्वेस्ट को यहाँ भेजेगा। क्या हुआ?
Destination में broadcast है ना।
डेस्टिनेशन में ब्रॉडकास्ट है, इसलिए तो हार्ड फिर से वो फ्लड कर रहा है।
हाँ
पहले ये पूरा आप रिक्वेस्ट सीपीयू को जाएगा,
हाँ yes yes
सीपीयू में जाके वो एजेंट इंस्पेक्ट करेगा ये पूरा पैकेट को,
right.
फिर वो डिसीजन लेगा कि मुझे वापस हार्डवेयर में फ्लड करना है कि नहीं।
It is sending to hardware so that
So
it
it
will
floods.
सो दैट इट फ्लड्स। अगर नहीं करेगा तब तो होस्ट को मिलेगा नहीं आप रिक्वेस्ट।
Right.
सो इवेंचुअली दिस होस्ट 3 will get a ARP request. Okay, now this host 3 is going to generate a ARP reply. Now let's make the ARP reply. क्या होगा उसमें? DMAC क्या होगा? Host 3 is here to header.
ARP reply.
ARP
Ethernet-
reply इतना why are you so surprised?
नहीं यानी Ethernet header बोलना है कि ARP header बोलना है?
हाँ मतलब Ethernet header बताओ। So DMAC, SMAC एक एक करके बताते जाओ।
अच्छा।
sender MAC, sender IP.
DMAC will be the
Target
virtual
IP.
MAC of that SPI.
ये आप
Host
host
three
भेज
से-
रहा है, host
Host 3.
sending
हाँ,
ARP
host
reply.
So it will be,
Correct.
DMAC क्या होगा?
should be the VMAC.
VMAC होगा। अच्छा मैं सुना नहीं फिर।
नहीं दीदी को बोल रही हूँ।
सोर्स में क्या होगा?
H3.
सेंडर में क्या होगा?
H3.
सेंडर आईडी क्या होगा?
200.3.
H3 टारगेट आईपी क्या होगा? 200.11.200 वर्चुअल आईपी। टारगेट मैक होगा VMAC।
Means ARP yeah.
Everything is VMAC here.
Yes.
ये आप रिप्लाई भेज रहे हैं ना, आप रिक्वेस्ट एवरीथिंग ऐसा नहीं सोचना है, ये होस्ट इसके लिए रिस्पांस भेज रहा है, यहाँ पे एवरीथिंग इज वर्चुअल। जब होस्ट रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा तो इसके बेसिस पे रिस्पॉन्स करेगा ना, इसको जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आया आप रिक्वेस्ट में।
So because that V1 is trying to resolve the MAC for H3.
हाँ,
Yeah.
V1 is sending the ARP request and this is the ARP reply sending by H3 to V1. Now what is the problem you see with this? ये पैकेट जाएगा V3 को, क्या होगा इसको बताओ?
It will see that it's
MAC address. The VMAC is 6.
फिर कैसे मिलेगा V1 को ARP reply? समझ में आ रहा है ये? So यहाँ पे होता है ARP sync behavior. सुने होगे तुम लोग, right? Have you heard of this? On floor हम लोग वो
Yes,
discussion
on the
कर
floor,
रहे थे.
yes.
आप sync behavior.
different high school organic inorganic chemistry से compare मत करना ये अच्छा है inorganic boring है
आप sync क्या होता है? Guys, again, focus here.
yes
ये जो आप रिप्लाई इधर गया, इसको सिंक करता है. सिंक एज इन जितना भी राउटिंग विटेप है उसके साथ मैं सिंक्रोनाइज कर रहा हूँ. उन लोगों को मैं बता रहा हूँ ये आप है. ठीक है, कैसे सिंक्रोनाइज होता है? ये आप रिप्लाई को फ्लड करता है, क्योंकि उसको नहीं मालूम ना कौन राउटिंग विटेप है कौन नहीं है. V3 को थोड़ी मालूम है V2 इज ब्रिजिंग विटेप. इट डजंट नो. तो सबको भेजना पड़ेगा. इट हैज टू सिंक, इट हैज टू फ्लड विद एवरीवन. तो ये आप सिंक में फ्लड करता है. फ्लड टू ऑल विटेप्स.
आप रिप्लाई को फ्लड करते
आप रिप्लाई को फ्लड करता है सो दैट हर एक राउटिंग विटेप को वो आर्क इन्फॉर्मेशन आ जाए. सो दैट एवरी विटेप, एवरी राउटिंग विटेप, अगर एक और राउटिंग विटेप हो उसको भी आप रिप्लाई मिल जाएगा एंड टू लर्न द आर्क. तो बेसिकली इसको वो आप रिप्लाई को फ्लड करेगा. ओके, इट विल फ्लड एंड एवरी राउटिंग विटेप इज गोइंग टू रिसीव द आप रिप्लाई. Now what is the key thing to note here is कि encapsulation में क्या होगा?
So in this stage, say if there was one host in VLAN 100 connected on V2, basically in this stage,
It won't flood to all the physical port. ये सिर्फ VXLAN में flood करेगा.
but all the VTEPs will know about this host by the end of this,
हाँ.
right?
All the routing VTEP will learn the arc of this H3.
So
ये sync behavior है.
So then if some host say like one that was VLAN 100 and it was trying to send the same thing on V2, if there was one host in VLAN 100 and it was doing the same thing that V1 did, right? Then it won't send out the ARP request.
Yes.
It already has the
Yes. पहले वो तो bridging VTEP है, but अगर ये routing VTEP होता है,
correct. Because the
So
routing
if
bit.
it's switching VTEP, there's a host there, H2 in VLAN 200. So H2 will get the ARP response, no? H3 का.
no. It's आप reply. I'll get there. तो पहली बात, ये आप reply को देखो. ये DMAC is VMAC. ये पूरा आप reply में flood कर रहा हूँ. Okay, this entire app reply is getting flooded by V3. It is encapsulating. Okay, so after encapsulation, what will happen? You'll have VNI, which will be 200. You'll have UDP, correct? You'll have source IP, which will be 3333. Destination IP क्या होगा? Floodless, तो 1111, 2222, 555 होगा? क्यों नहीं होगा? My IP है ना, अभी भूलना नहीं है. ठीक है, तो 111222 होगा. आउटर सोर्स मैक वही होगा. V3 DMAC होगा spine. Okay, this ARP reply will be flooded to 111222. इधर भी आएगा, इधर भी आएगा. Okay, now okay, I see your point basically. Yeah. So when so it won't send it to this host actually, Sujit, because when it will get the ARP reply now, the VMAC should already be learned here. So this VMAC is already learned behind 5555.
Okay. Yeah.
It won't do split horizon. नहीं समझ में आया? यहाँ पे आप reply आया. It's a bridging VTEP.
Yes.
Outer DAP is 2222.
yes
Correct.
Decapsulate करेगा.
yes
देखा कि inner DMAC क्या है?
yes
क्या है inner DMAC? VMAC है. VMAC कहाँ learned? ये bridging VTEP है. ये MAC lookup करेगा सिर्फ.
yes
VMAC कहाँ learned है?
behind the other VTEPs
Behind another VTEP. क्या ये फिर से encapsulate करेगा? नहीं करेगा ना. Split horizon. L2 split horizon. अगर if I receive a L2 packet on a VX1 interface, I don't send it out of the
yeah
VX1 again.
If for whatever reason the MAC times out there, it ages out.
तब करेगा.
But then H2 will not
Do anything.
Yeah, because the DMAC is not.
Nothing. If, as long as the VMAC is learned, it won't send it to the H2. It will just drop the packet, split horizon. Clear?
So the Mac is out, we had 5.5. Okay. But it won't send it to that interface, so we just drop it.
क्यों drop करेगा?
It won't send it because already it is learned on 5.5.5, and it won't send it to the interface that is received.
It won't encapsulate again क्योंकि वो VX1
That is
से आया
already
है.
learned in that particular file.
हाँ, वहाँ से पैकेट आया है, VX1 से पैकेट आया है. I won't send it out of VX1 again. Split horizon. तो आप reply will be received. ये drop करेगा? ये क्या देगा कि DIP is my IP.
My
1111.
yes, for the
decap करेगा?
yes.
DMAC
DMAC
है,
मेरा
DMAC.
Mac. Yes.
मेरा Mac है.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. तो यहाँ पे, by the way, यहाँ पे वो rule apply नहीं हो रहा है जो हम लोग आप request का देख रहे थे ना कि inert what is that?
If the inner DMAC is VMAC, then
हाँ.
our DIP should be VMAC.
Correct. ये आप reply में ये learn करेगा. The inner DMAC is VMAC. The outer DIP is 1111. It will learn the R. But again, this entire R packet is processed by the agent. VXLAN software forwarding. ये पूरा आप पैकेट CPU को जाएगा, मतलब कि एजेंट के पास जाएगा. ये एजेंट इसको रीड करेगा. ये है कि मेरे पास एक आप रिप्लाई आया है. The destination MAC is my MAC. Okay, and it will see the ARP header and it will learn the art. So on E1, you will learn the art of H3 200.
So the agent understands this because we have configured virtual.
So you can also think of it this way. Your app sync is always by a routing medium. A routing medium will never put 5555, the VV as a DIP, right? Because it owns it. So you can never get a packet with DMAC or VMAC, an ARP reply, and DIP because the originating routing medium will not even create that packet.
Also, the
So
rule
it
is
wants
only
the
to create the ARP replies.
Sorry.
The rule that if it is 5555, it is only for generating the ARP replies and not to for receiving the ARP reply. That rule won't apply anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about it.
No, there is, so see, I would say don't remember it that way. Go by with the scenario. Okay, so that was a different scenario. This is a different scenario. You should not compare these two scenarios. Okay, the ARP request without a DIP as 555 was a complete different scenario. This ARP sync behavior without a DIP is not VBTIP IP, but inner DMAC is VMAC. It's a different scenario. These are different scenario. In a different scenario, the use cases can change. What you are saying, Arjun, that will be there. You will see that is the next thing we'll discuss later. Okay, there's a ARP sync behavior with V3, which is a routing bit. Okay, for now, just follow this. On V1, we are learning the ARP because we got the ARP reply. And of course, we will learn the MAC also. How will you learn the MAC? From here. This and this. This is the information we'll use to create the mapping, which will be H3 is behind 1111. And because of the VLAN, we know, because of the VNI, we know it's VLAN 200.
Sorry.
H3 is 3.0.
Oh, sorry. 3. Brain is not working. ठीक है, क्लियर है. मैक भी लर्न होगा, आर भी लर्न होगा. तो अभी जब ICMP रिक्वेस्ट को भेजेगा, वो आर्ट है इसके पास, तो it knows after it routes when it will rewrite the packet, right? What will be the inner source MAC for the data plane routing? Inner source MAC, physical MAC. Data plane routing हो रहा है ना, ICMP पैकेट आया, ICMP पैकेट राउट हो रहा है, ICMP is a data plane, ICMP or TCPO, UDPO, whatever. That's a data plane packet getting routed. So source MAC will be physical. 111 क्या? Source MAC, physical MAC. Source MAC will be physical MAC. So अगर source MAC physical होता है, तो outer source IP क्या होगा? Physical VTIP IP 1111. So it will route and the DMAC क्या होगा? H3 का MAC है ना, ARP lookup करेगा ना वो. H1 is sending the, now let's say the ARP is learned. इतना clear हुआ है?
हाँ, clear.
अभी ICMP request भेजा था ना वो?
हाँ.
तभी तो आप request generate किया. तो वो ICMP request कैसा दिख रहा है? इसमें क्या क्या है? Source IP क्या है? 100.112. DIP क्या है?
200.
Source MAC नीचे बना रहा है, ठीक है चलो. Source MAC क्या है?
H1 का.
VMAC क्या है?
V1 का.
VMAC था ना?
V1.
ये जब पहुंचेगा V1 में राउट करेगा. राउट करने के बाद
H1 पे डिफॉल्ट गेटवे क्या कॉन्फ़िगर्ड है? वर्चुअल आईपी. इसलिए वर्चुअल गेटवे.
क्या इस पर कंफ्यूजन है?
हाँ मतलब V1 का रहेगा डिफॉल्ट गेटवे तो कॉन्फ़िगर्ड वो गेटवे इज कॉन्फ़िगर्ड एज वर्चुअल आईपी तो V1 लिखता है.
अब ये V1 राउट करेगा है ना, और नीचे ICMP भी है. ये राउट करेगा.
यस.
राउट करने के बाद क्या करेगा? देखिए कि डेस्टिनेशन आईपी क्या है.
200.
वो राउट लुकअप करेगा.
Yeah, it is connected on.
डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड. डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड राउट के लिए क्या करता है?
ARP टेबल चेक करेगा.
ARP टेबल चेक करेगा.
Yes.
ARP है.
Yes. Yes.
तो फिर वो DMAC क्या हो जाएगा? सोर्स मैक क्या हो जाएगा?
उसमें खुद का वर्चुअल.
नो, फिजिकल में.
डेटा
DWN में फिजिकल में.
मींस एक्चुअली में क्या होगा फिजिकल इम्पैक्ट है?
मतलब V1 2 वर्जन में जो मैक दिखता है वो मैक.
VLAN 200 का फिजिकल मैक.
VLAN 200 VLAN 100 सबका मैक एक ही है. एक राउटर कॉमन ग्लोबल मैक है. If you show वर्जन ना,
Yeah.
वहाँ पे जो हार्डवेयर मैक एड्रेस दिखता है that is a MAC address for all VLANs all L3 interface.
Correct.
तो वो मैक होगा फिजिकल मैक.
Okay.
DMAC क्या होगा?
H3 का.
आउटर DIP क्या होगा फिर?
Outer DIP.
क्या होगा?
outer DIP. So DIP, right? It has to be 3.3.3.
3.3.3. Correct. Outer source IP will be outer source IP 111. Clear है?
Yes.
वो पैकेट H3 को ICMP रिक्वेस्ट आ जाएगा, और H3 जब ICMP रिप्लाई भेजेगा V3 राउट करेगा, है ना? क्योंकि H3 का गेटवे V3 है. DMAC VMAC इधर है. ये राउट करेगा, फिर ये आप रिक्वेस्ट भेजेगा, ये आप रिप्लाई भेजेगा, और ये फ्लड करेगा, सिंक करेगा आप रिप्लाई को, सिंक करके इधर आएगा, आप लर्न होगा और ICMP रिप्लाई आएगा.
I think I have a question, but I don't know if it is a city one. What is the reason of having the source MAC as physical?
That's a debatable question again. You know, source MAC. हम लोग, in my opinion, why I think source MAC should be physical MAC so that you can track कि कहाँ से पैकेट आ रहा है. अगर source MAC में virtual MAC कर दो, कभी पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि ICMP रिक्वेस्ट कहाँ से आया.
But also, if you want it as virtual, how's it helping?
It helping.
Because the first hop will change.
While crafting the reply, it will be sent to all the, it will be consumed by everything.
But the first hop is fine. Again, routes. So your source MAC VMAC will change. Right? So your virtual VMAC is gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. You can't even preserve that. There's no point in doing
There's
that.
no point.
It is only relevant in your
use case is only
That's a
in
very
the
good
inner
point.
part.
That's a very good point. What he's saying, has everyone understood that?
Yeah.
See, you want the VMAC. The purpose of VMAC is in the overlay. Overlay as in
in your broadcast domain.
in the
Yes.
broadcast domain.
Yeah.
VLAN.
That is where it makes
That is where it makes sense where the VMAC should be learned. अगर मैं outer source MAC को VMAC कर दूं और वो यहाँ पे learn होगा, उससे मेरा क्या फायदा होगा?
This was fine. Will route it, change the source MAC.
उससे मेरा क्या फायदा होगा? कोई फायदा नहीं होता. And moreover, yeah, it's just not useful.
And also like the spine would be learning the virtual MAC on multiple interfaces.
Yeah.
If V2 is also sourcing the traffic from H2 with the source MAC of its own virtual MAC, the spine will be confused by what's saying.
But that is an LG difference.
So, no, Sujit, one
that's
thing. So this source MAC we are talking about is not outer, this is inner only. After routing. मतलब ये V1 route कर रहा है ना, आईसीएम पे रिक्वेस्ट आया, राउट करेगा तो ये इनर ओरिजिनल पैकेट है, पहले सोर्स मैक था होस्ट 2 का, डीमैक था वीमैक, उसको जब राउट कर दे तो रीराइट के बाद सोर्स मैक विल बी फिजिकल मैक, डीमैक विल बी H3 मैक.
So they know one, correct.
It is the inner MAC that you are talking about, and that should also be physical. That should be physical so that you can trace कि कहाँ से traffic आ रहा है, कौन से VTEPs है.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Outer source MAC तो VMAC कभी होगा ही नहीं, sense नहीं बनता है. But यहाँ पे inner source MAC भी virtual MAC नहीं होगा.
Because if it is virtual MAC,
Then you never know, you can't know.
Yeah, he also owns that then. Yeah.
You will never be able to trace.
पर ये कल परसों के सिनेरियो में ऐसा नहीं था ना कि सोर्स मैक वाज एनी टाइम फिजिकल.
यही था.
So data
हमेशा से यही था.
Data packet is always physical.
Source MAC is always.
The only time the you're correct. What is it?
It's only the DMAC that could be sometimes.
Can be virtual if you are sending it to your gateway.
And the ARP reply was source MAC as VMAC.
Uh,
But data blend traffic is never source MAC as VMAC. Right.
yeah, correct.
See, because when V3 wants to respond back, and
Then
it does
it will
the
be
MAC
answered by
attesting,
everyone.
it will say, I have this. Right? But it would actually say, okay, where is V1 behind which VTEP is V1? It can't make that decision then. Because I own that MAC
If
address.
it is VMAC, then it will be 21.
But also, if you look at, okay, let's say if this was the inner source MAC was VMAC, it means that when this packet comes here, we will always do a MAC address table learning. Right? It will learn this source MAC. Source MAC is VMAC, which I also own. Makes no sense. So now imagine the return traffic. The return traffic needs to go to V1, right? But based on the MAC address table, I am owning it.
So it will not send it.
But if it's physical, then V3 will say that the physical V1 is learned behind VTEP 111. So for any unicast packets, it knows that it can encapsulate the packet with V11 as it gets.
If the traffic is destined to V3, not H3, if from H1 if you're sending it to V3, right, then it makes sense to have it as a physical afterwards. Because if V3 has to respond,
But this anybody else could also respond. But that's another thing to keep in mind. Like pinging from SVS to the host is not the best way.
Pinging from the VTEP even,
Pinging from the VTEP, yeah.
that we'll discuss.
Yeah, we'll come.
वो उस पे भी कंफ्यूज मत हो, बहुत उसमें बहुत कुछ है. We'll get there. पहले तो इसको समझो, ये डेटा ट्रैफिक को समझो. तो यहाँ पे when V1 is doing the data plane routing, source MAC will never be VMAC. Source MAC is always physical MAC for data plane routing. ठीक है? And if the source MAC is physical MAC, then the outer source IP will never be VBTEP. Source IP will be primary BTEP, physical BTEP.
so if you're checking for reachability from H1 to V3, then how would you check that reachability?
H1 to V3 मतलब?
From if you want to ping,
नहीं कर सकते वो.
you can't do that, right?
You can't do
Because
that.
it's all the same.
I thought we will come to that later. Yeah.
नहीं मत, I mean if you ping from H1 to V3 का SVI,
But it's the same.
नहीं कर
same as
सकते.
V1.
You can't do that.
As in your ping will work.
Ping will work, but
Response
it's
by V1.
V1 will send the response.
Exactly.
So as far as H1 is concerned, I can reach my gateway, I can ping my gateway. कोई भी हो gateway, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? ये मेरा gateway, I can ping it.
But so if you have to check if you have like connectivity, then like while troubleshooting, how would you actually do that? Would you be in the loop back between from
You mean
V1
from
to
here to here?
here? Yeah.
You can't. If you ping from here to here, you're pinging your own IP.
I'm saying from like when we're troubleshooting, how do you check like reachability?
So you have to ping from here then. From V3 to H1 and then that will talk. कैसे करना है?
V3 to
Cool. Clear? No. Okay. So this is about pinging from H1 to H3. You guys want to take a break? I think you have been. Chalo break le lo. After that, we'll talk about H1 to H2. Nikhil, Avinindra, any questions?
नहीं भाई, thank you.
Okay, also, very quick thing, like whenever we call you up to the board, right, to discuss, please don't, it's very scary, I know that, but please don't get intimidated. Try, come, what is the worst thing? You make a mistake, right? But the reason we're calling you out here is not to show you that we don't know and then make fun of you, no. When you come out here and you think out loud, right, for you, you will realize how much you know, where are the gaps. Because if you're here and you follow, you think you might know it. Okay, yeah, solution this would fit. Even I'm thinking the same way. But when you have to think it on your own, that you realize that. So it's okay. Don't get nervous. Just come, think out loud. Yeah, the intention is not to mock you. Right? And don't get scared. Right?
Cool, then we'll resume at what, 11, 10, 11:15? Yeah. 11:30 तक नहीं यार. 11:15.
Here it's
Will stay in the meeting itself. क्या भाई क्या हाल? सो रहे?
बस सो ही रहे हैं।
सो ही रहे?
2-3 दिन से।
हाँ भाई,
हाँ भाई बताओ।
हाँ क्या चल रहा है? समझ आ रहा है कुछ?
भाई दिख रहा है, बस नंबर दिख रहे हैं।
बस दिख रहा है, यही है हमारा
यही है।
खतरनाक है भाई, लेकिन
Yes.
बोर्ड
Board is this,
Board really sucks.
but we don't have another room there.
Hey, that
Our room
was also booked, right?
But same, it's the same
The
kind of board.
same. Our room is Charminar. So
Charminar, isn't it has bases?
no, it's smaller.
room is smaller, but at least we have the board there.
कितने बजे है?
Uh,
30.
Charminar is from 11:30.
और कोई
हाँ, चार
Charminar.
और कोई रूम नहीं है?
You see, Cloud Vision team has seen tacticians training चल रहा है, सब देख. कोई बड़ा रूम तो नहीं है.
No, you know what I'm thinking? Charminar is the same size as this, right? It's just that the board
Board is here.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll turn on the
only thing
camera.
I don't know about is a camera.
I'll turn on the camera.
No, but even that, like, फिर भी लिखते हो सर आप
देखते हैं ना नहीं
कुछ टेस्ट कर सकते हैं ना मतलब do you have a marker?
मार्कर है
Yeah, oh yeah, it's yeah.
they have
Man, instead
a
of this, they should just put up another board. I think.
they have some fancy
क्या कर रहे थे 4 मिनट बोर्ड
हाँ ये तो मेरे को पहले डाउट
और कोई रूम नहीं है
क्योंकि स्पेस ही नहीं है
Yeah, let's we have started at 11:30.
I have Hale video also which has two sides but again same thing बीच में TV and left and right में ऐसा I don't know why they did this
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's different for this is like a makeshift planning. Different for here. Okay. The neon track charmer, same the room is the same size, effectively.
but you have the
This is whiteboard.
whiteboard you can do it
क्या बोलते हो अब देखो कि 4 मिनट में कोई मीटिंग है अभी
4 मिनट में
आधे घंटे 15 मिनट
yeah some authentication studio is there
कौन है ये लोग ओके
booked till 11:30 because 11:30 I'm not here for
ठीक है अपन 15 मिनट इधर
हाँ तो 15 मिनट यहाँ पे हम बैठ सकते हैं दैट्स फाइन एंड
एक मिनट भाई कुछ दिख रहा है
कहाँ दिख रहा है इधर ही लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है
अवनिंदर
नहीं
देखो।
भाई नहीं
नहीं
दिस इज हार्ड रिमोटली यार because there is glare and all from
Yeah.
this
समझ नहीं आ रहा इनविजिबल मार्कर है क्या दिख नहीं रहा
और I don't know. Yeah,
maybe a darker marker
no, maybe something that is, I'm thinking that will contrast the gray, so something brighter.
11:30 12:30
नहीं it's better
Yeah, it's better, but I don't know. I think Avnindra.
भाई कुछ दिख रहा है
नहीं
हाँ मतलब थोड़ा ध्यान से देखेंगे दिख रहा है थोड़ा
दिख रहा है थोड़ा
हाँ
थोड़ा दिख रहा है
रेड से लिखा है रेड से
ये होगा ना हम लोग जब लिखेंगे छोटा छोटा
Yeah, I think it's very hard. Yeah.
चलो 4 मिनट ही चलो
ठीक है but it's from 11:30
ठीक है then what you can do is till 11:30 you can just discuss here without till 11:30 you can move.
ठीक
Sure, that's what
है just get some chai
Yeah.
chai
What happened?
आ जाओ कोई आपको माने आ जाओ इसको माने आ जाओ see I would highly recommend you come and explain okay then you will remember this go ahead and others correct if she is saying something
That's it. Board requirements.
what we'll discuss now definitely we need a bigger word
Mahalapeti is also booked.
that is also
No, we go to Charminar.
Charminar, they're both are bigger, right?
yeah we booked Terminal
Charminar is booked.
Our session.
okay
10113, and this is different VLAN 2113. And this is bridging. Then we have the VLAN 100 configured. And the virtual address is 100.1.100 and 200 is same here also we have 100.1.100. This is 100.1.1.3 and this is 200.1.1.3. Okay. Okay, so and the virtual Mac of course. Let's say AD. So should I start with the scenario of like H1 is sending an R, oh sorry, H1 has to send a traffic for H3.
Yeah.
That's why H1 sends an ARP request for 100.1.100. Should I start with
Yeah,
that?
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So when H1 is generating the ARP request, sender IP, target IP, sender MAC and the destination MAC. Sender IP will be 100.1.1.3 and the target IP will be 100.1.100 and sender MAC will be H1's and the sorry, sender MAC and the target MAC is 0 or unknown. This gets inside the Ethernet header and the source MAC will be H1. Destination MAC is broadcast. So this is broadcast. When it reaches a VTEP, it is punted to the CPU as well as flood to all the ports in that VLAN 100. So VTEP 1 will send an ARP reply. When it sends the ARP reply,
Yeah.
then sender IP will be 100.1.100
Yes.
and target IP will be 100.1.1.3 and sender MAC will be its virtual MAC because the ARP request is for 100.1.100 and the target MAC will be H1's.
Yes.
This gets inside the Ethernet header and source MAC will be H1 and the destination.
This is the app.
Sorry, yeah, one. And the destination MAC is.
What are you looking for?
This is the ARP
That's the app response.
reply.
Reply.
Okay.
This is the request. Okay.
Okay.
Source में VTEP 1 होगा
Source
Or
MAC
we-
will be VTEP. Source MAC will be the
Virtual
virtual
MAC,
MAC.
VMAC.
हाँ
VMAC.
नहीं नहीं अच्छा वो इथरनेट हेडर में तुम बोल रहे हो
हाँ Ethernet header
So
में
source
भी
MAC
VMAC ही
will
होगा
be she has written VTEP 1 right
VTEP
has
ही
to
होगा
be
With the virtual MAC.
virtual
Yeah, virtual MAC and here also the virtual.
virtual
yeah it's IPTV virtual
Yeah. Okay.
now
So now we will talk about the same ARP request if it is flooded.
so then it
And
generates
it will reach to VTEP 3. So when it reaches, shall I erase this?
yes
And then, or no,
Jagah
I
nahi hai.
won't be able to read.
हाँ
Okay. So when,
Just,
so when the ARP request, quickly sender IP is 100.1.1.3 and the target IP is 100.1.100 and
Sender IP is why 100.1.1.3? Who is sending the ARP request?
this is a
rewriting the same.
Oh, initial ARP you're making. Okay.
because it's flooded to VTEP 3 also.
Okay.
So how it looks like when it is received on VTEP 3. And then target MAC, this one, and then this gets inside the Ethernet. So here the source MAC would be H1 and the destination MAC is broadcast. When this is doing a flooding, it will add a VXLAN header. We'll add a VXLAN header and VLAN mentioned is VLAN 100. Oh, no.
It's okay.
Yeah, correct. This is the same ARP request, right?
yes
ARP request generated by H1. We are
H1
talking about that.
yeah it's going
That is being flooded. We are talking about that. And then UDP
4789 4789
4789. Okay. destination port. And then this gets inside the IP header. The
Source IP.
source IP will be the VTEP.
VMAC. Sorry. VMAC.
We have VBTAP.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah, we have
We have
VTEP is there.
That is, let's say 5.5. VTEP is 5.5.
श्रीनिधि जस्ट वो स्क्रीन को थोड़ा सा ऊपर कर दो.
Yeah, so when this is sending it, so source IP, okay, destination IP will be for sure.
Okay, Avanindra, what is your query?
No, I was giving thumbs up by mistake. I raised hand. Sorry. Continue.
Okay, so
Okay, so source IP should be 1.1.1.
It'll be 5.5.5.
Why?
When we have the VVTAP configured,
What is the inner source MAC?
Inner source MAC is VMAC.
inner source MAC is VMAC.
Inner source MAC is VMAC.
H1.
Source MAC H1.
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 H1 है V.
So ऐसे पूछो ना, देखो क्या H1 should be binded behind VVTAP?
नहीं.
बस
It has to be one.
ऐसे logically question पूछोगे अपने को तो you will get the
Correct,
answer.
correct. So source IP will be 1.1. And when it comes to VTEP 3, it sees that the destination IP is mine. So it will decapsulate this, then it sees the UDP destination port is VXLAN. This also, then it sees it's for VLAN 100. And then it sees the destination MAC is broadcast. And then it sees the target IP address is
Virtual IP,
virtual IP,
which is owned by me.
which is owned by me.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
Because of the
But the
R-
destination
because of-
IP
because-
is,
is 3.3.3.3,
yeah.
which is mine. and-
No, yeah, because, yeah, the destination IP is 333, correct.
Yes,
But it is not,
it will not.
It will not care.
It will not generate
yeah, it
an
will not generate an R
app
reply
reply.
because the destination IP is not VTEP IP address. That's why it will not generate the R reply,
ठीक है.
right?
ठीक है. Next. Hi.
Okay, so now we talked about the ARP request and then this has sent an ARP reply. Now we'll talk about this one sending an ICMP request. Huh?
From
ARP
request from VTAP भी तो discuss किया.
अच्छा इसने ICMP request भेजने से पहले ARP request भेजा था. So now this is sending an ICMP request and it has reached
Okay,
it, which
okay.
is triggering the ARP request.
हाँ
So
वही.
we'll talk about the
हाँ,
ARP
वही.
request. Okay, so. Yeah, when it is sending the ARP request, it is sending for target IP address 200.113 because it sees that the destination is in the connected network. That's why it will generate an ARP request directly for that host 200.113 and the source IP will be the VMAC 200.100. 200.11200. Yeah, VIP, correct. 200.11200. And the source MAC will be the VMAC. And target MAC would be empty. Yeah, 0.1. And the source MAC will be VMAC. Destination MAC will be broadcast. And now here the VXLAN will be 200.
UDP port is
UDP port is same. Source IP
source
will
IP.
be.
in this case.
And destination IP will be 333.
Source
Um,
IP
Source
source
IP
IP
will be of
used the
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We want,
We have used the
Mac
source
is the
IP.
virtual
the-
Mac.
Source MAC is virtual MAC. We don't want
So what happens if it is 111?
flap will happen. Because we
Okay.
don't do binding.
the VMAC will be binded to that particular IP, right?
That will
So
VMAC will
source MAC,
be, yes.
yes.
So source IP
Will be 5.5.
Will be 5.5.
5.5 type IP.
VVTAP.
Is that clear? Why?
No, just
What is this ARP reply?
Request.
Up request.
this one is generating
From
ARP.
VTAP 1 to.
Sorry.
Correct.
Okay, so the source IP is the VTAP IP.
Yeah, why? As again ask yourself, जब ये VMAC कोई L2 VTEP में लर्न होगा तो किससे बाइंड होना चाहिए? VTEP होना चाहिए कि फिजिकल VTEPs है.
What if it is learned from one? अगर in case of 555, VTEP 1.1, क्या होगा? VTEP 2 पे
VTEP 2 pay, if it is
Learn it from one.
One
and,
as well
uh,
as three, right?
And the three will route it and then it
Will also learn.
will also
to duplicate
So the flap will.
flap will happen.
flap for
VTEP 2. VTEP 2 का
flap
MAC
on
address table.
VTEP 2.
Yes.
on VTEP 2,
For-
but what is flapping?
Mac flap, right? Mac flap.
VMAC.
VMAC.
Okay,
Once it will point
sometimes.
to 1.1, another time it will point to
3.0.
3.
तो क्या होना चाहिए source IP फिर? Should it be 111?
No.
Has to be 5.5.5.
I don't. So what is the condition that the source IP has to be
Hmm.
the
If the
source MAC
If we
physical
want to
MAC.
bind the virtual MAC, we will have to bind it with the virtual IP. That is how I'm
That's a good analogy, yes.
I'm making an analogy. If you want to bind that particular virtual MAC, we will use a virtual VTEP IP. Now, if you bind that virtual MAC with the physical IP, let's say 1.1 or 1.1, it will there will be a MAC flap for VTEP 2.
Okay, so whenever or we can say whenever I'm generating a traffic with the inner Ethernet header as virtual MAC, that source IP has to be
Yes,
the
virtual
VTEP IP. Yes.
Okay. So the destination IP will be 333 or 222 because the destination MAC is broadcast. Let's say it is 222. Sorry, let's say it is 333 and it has reached VTEP 3. And then it sees UDP and then it sees it's for VLAN 200. And then it sees the source MAC
Yes, that is
is mine. Source MAC is mine, it will say. Destination, sorry, source MAC is VMAC. So it will not update its MAC address table.
Correct.
And also it will not update its R table. I mean, R table, it has not yet come. Okay, so source MAC is VMAC basically, and it will not update the MAC address and the port number. And the destination MAC is broadcast. So because the destination MAC is broadcast, it will flood on all the ports in VLAN 200,
Including CPU.
Are we sure about
including
that?
CPU.
No,
Are we sure?
Sorry?
Are we sure? Or there is a software agent here?
That's right.
Yeah,
VXLAN.
that is a software.
What does the agent check before this decision is made?
If the source IP is
the
5
source
and the
IP
destination,
is-
I mean,
is not
the
mine.
source MAC is VMAC.
And the target IP is?
The target IP is
Mine. If it is mine, it will not flood it.
Huh.
If it is not mine, then it will flood it. It will put it into the hardware, it will flood it.
Okay.
Okay. The target IP address is
200.113, which is not mine.
That's why it's flooding.
It will go to H3.
Yeah, that's why it will go to H3 and it will not send back on VXLAN considering the split horizon,
Yes.
VXLAN split horizon or basic MAC filtering. Okay, so H3 has received this. So now when H3 has received this ARP request,
Yes.
it will send an ARP reply. Shall I make another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so source IP, the target IP, source MAC, target
Yeah,
MAC,
sender IP will be 200.
and then Ethernet source MAC, destination MAC.
Destination.
Source IP will be 200.113.
Target IP is 200.
200.11200. Source MAC will be
H3
MAC.
and target MAC will be the VMAC. And then source MAC will be again H3. Destination MAC will be the VMAC.
Yes.
This, okay,
No,
fine,
that's
this is
it.
it, that's
Yes,
it.
that's it.
So now VTEP 3 receives it and it will update, I mean, it receives it and it will update its R table. That for 200.113, basically it will see
Consume.
that destination MAC is my virtual MAC, so it will consume it.
Yes.
And then it will update its R table that
113.
113 is binded for H3.
H3.
And other to sync with the other routing VTEPs, this will send the ARP sync.
ARP reply.
It will flood the ARP reply.
It's going to flood the ARP reply.
Yeah, so it
For that,
has-
there will be a header.
Yeah, so now we are going to talk about the ARP reply that is being sent from here to other routing VTEPs. So this same thing, yeah, again the VXLAN, because it has come from
200.
200,
Yes.
then the UDP,
Mm.
then this gets
Source
inside.
IP.
Source
DNP.
IP would be the VMAC, VVIP.
So, okay, help us write
Ah,
the
no problem.
destination IP.
Destination IP
It
is
would be 111 and the
Yes.
other IP mentioned in the flag
Okay.
list.
yes.
And the source IP will be tip 3 is sending it. So
Target MAC. Yes.
I think it has to be.
It has to be 3.3.
And also the source MAC in this
Is
is not
a
virtual
physical.
MAC.
Yes.
It's a physical map.
So, yeah.
Physical map. Physical.
So we here, before we saw that because the source MAC was virtual MAC, the source IP has to be the VV type IP. But here, because the source MAC is not inner Ethernet header, source MAC is not VMAC, that's why source IP will be
We want to bind that particular MAC behind this particular.
will not be
So
VV.
there's a lot of logic. Go on, sorry, go on. It says 11:30, but go on. Let's finish this and
Yeah, that's the thing. Like here, virtual source MAC was a virtual MAC. That's why the source IP in the outer header was the VV type IP. And here the source MAC is not virtual MAC. That's why the source IP is not the VV type IP. Yeah, that's
Okay. So if the source IP here was VV tab, what it implies is that H3 is learned behind a VV tab.
VV tab.
And the VV tab could be anywhere
correct.
according to the spine due to ECMP hash. That is not determined. Correct?
Yeah.
But you want to the other VV tabs to know that H3 is behind 3.3. So the only way to do that is if your source IP is 3.3.
Correct.
If it is 5.5, can be anywhere. Yes.
Yeah.
Clear. Okay, so let's go to terminal.
Oh, that way.
Oh, we can go to this Gateway of India. Gateway of India.
Ready?
Oh, wow.
Arjun, what a kiss.
Last day and started maybe taking Guru.
इधर है
I was checking a meeting, it's Karthik, we did a possible interview. We can ask them to go to,
भाई दिख रहा है
हाँ भाई बहुत बढ़िया दिख रहा है.
ठीक है भाई
All right. So everyone are clear so far with whatever we have discussed. Any doubt before we move to the next part? All right.
on
How long do you have this Zoom?
till 2.
Could be enough. ठीक है. All right, and yeah, we have VVTech also. Okay, all eyes here, attention. So we had talked about taking from H1 to H3, right? So everyone is clear with that? So V3 was a routing VTEP here, and this is a bridging VTEP. Now we will talk about pinging from H1 to H2. Okay. So same thing, again H1 will send the ARP request. We'll get a reply, the ARP request will also be flooded. Will V3 send ARP reply? No, because the outer DIP will not be VVTEP for the target IP VIP. Clear? Super. H1 is sending ARP request.
Yeah.
Flood होगा.
Yes.
Flood होके इधर आएगा. V3 respond करेगा. अभी तो क्या डिस्कस है सब.
Right. The task no,
क्यों नहीं करेगा?
because destination IP is
13333. Not VVTEP.
not VVTEP. Yeah.
Target IP is virtual IP. So V3 will not send the ARP reply. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now it will send the ARP reply. Okay. And then it will send the ICMP request, which will have the DMAC as V1. So it will route from 100 to 200. And then V1 will send the ARP request for H2. कैसा होगा वो ARP request?
IP will be the physical MAC.
Sender IP will be
Sorry.
VIP. VIP na 200
200 or
100.
Okay.
Sender MAC
Will be VMAC only.
VMAC
target
target
IP is 200 112.
200 112. Yes, correct.
And target MAC is
VMAC. Okay. Then Ethernet source MAC will be VMAC.
VMAC. Destination MAC is FF.
.ff. Outer source IP क्या होगा?
To source IP.
Source. Source IP will be
Find out, find out, find out.
one. We will take.
Find out.
Destination IP will be floodless.
Flood.
ना? तो अभी
Two dot.
ठीक है. Outer source MAC will be physical MAC. Outer DMAC will be spine.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
ये आप request इधर आएगा.
हाँ.
V2 will learn anything.
V2 will update the virtual MAC.
It will learn the VMAC. तो ये VMAC learn करेगा है ना?
VMAC learn करेगा 555 की.
हाँ. तो VMAC will be learned against 5555.
Yeah.
No doubt about this.
Yes.
Crystal clear?
Yes.
और वो आप रिक्वेस्ट फ्लड करके H2 को भेजेगा.
Yes.
क्लियर?
Yes.
हाँ.
Yeah.
ठीक है. H2 will send a ARP reply. क्लियर? ARP reply क्या होगा? बताओ जल्दी से.
Sender IP is 200.112.
Sender IP will be 200. Sender MAC will be
H2.
Target IP will be
200.100.
target MAC will be
VMAC.
VMAC. तो क्या होगा?
H2.
Source MAC will be
H2.
VMAC.
VMAC.
VMAC. ठीक है.
Yes.
ये आप रिप्लाई अब V2 में आएगा. V2 क्या करेगा?
Destination MAC is
is
VMAC and it knows that it is behind.
Learned on VXLAN interface, so
Yes.
we send it out on VXLAN interface.
It is learned on VXLAN interface and it is mapped to 5555. It will encapsulate. क्या? Clear है?
हाँ, हाँ.
Clear है ना? तो source IP क्या होगा?
2.2.2.2.
Destination IP.
555.
Source MAC क्या होगा? Outer source MAC.
Source MAC will be your V2 and destination MAC will be spine.
Yes.
अभी तुम लोगों को कुछ प्रॉब्लम दिख रहा है इसमें?
Yes.
We have to.
Has to either
Either V1 or
V3.
So spine से if you see the route to 5555, it is pointing to both here and here.
Yes.
तो आप reply can go there.
Correct.
है ना? आप request ये भेजा है.
हाँ.
But आप reply यहाँ से आके इधर चले आ रहे हैं.
Correct.
My destination is
Because destination IP is 555 on spine can send it here also.
Here also.
Correct.
Yes.
Everyone clear with that?
Yes.
तो यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? अब ये क्या करेगा V3? V3 दिखाया कि मेरे पास एक आप रिप्लाई आया है.
हाँ.
है ना? Which
Yeah.
DMAC will be V3.
Correct.
Source MAC will be spine.
Yes.
फिर क्या करेगा? वो देगा DIP 555 जो मेरा
मेरा
है.
है further decapsulate.
और ये पूरा पैकेट सॉफ्टवेयर को
Correct.
भेजेगा.
Software.
वो एजेंट चेक करेगा क्या क्या है.
हम्म.
मैप करेगा. अच्छा, it is आप रिप्लाई कर देगा. The DIP is 5555, which is mine. Source MAC is H2, DMAC is
Again mine.
my MAC.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. It will learn the ARP.
Correct.
First thing is it will learn the ARP. इसका ARP learn करेगा
H2 का
200.1.1.2 MAC address of H2.
Yeah.
Okay, and also it will learn the MAC address also.
Hmm.
In the MAC address table, it will learn, which will be pointing to 2222. VLAN 200.
Yes.
All clear?
Yes.
Till now,
Yes.
ARP will be learned.
Yes.
अब तुम लोग बताओ V3 को क्या करना चाहिए?
Generate, it will again
It will
sync.
sync. We should sync again.
Yes.
तो जब sync करेगा यहाँ पे, now it will sync, right? पहले sync यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा था? जब यहाँ से आ रहा था, फ्लड कर रहा था.
Yes.
अब यहाँ पे आप रिप्लाई इधर आया है.
Yes.
VXLAN से पहले आप रिप्लाई नीचे से आया था. अभी यहाँ पे आ रहा है VX1 से. तो ये सिंक करेगा.
Okay.
सिंक जब करेगा तो वो फिर से फ्लड ही करेगा. सिंक मींस फ्लडिंग.
Correct.
हाँ, मतलब सिंक क्या करे? सबसे वो सिंक कर रहा है. सबसे कैसे सिंक करेगा? फ्लड करके ही होगा. फ्लड. तो जब फ्लड करेगा तो ये पैकेट को, चलो मान लेते कि फ्लड कर रहा है. ओके, तो फ्लड करते टाइम ये चेंज होगा सोर्स आईपी. सोर्स आईपी क्या हो जाएगा? 3.3.3. DIP will be based on flood list. तो 1111 भी रहेगा. 555 हो सकता है यहाँ पे?
नहीं.
खुद का आईपी है. ओके, ये क्या हो जाएगा? सोर्स मैक हो जाएगा V3 डीमैक होगा स्पाइन. ठीक है. ये सेम रहेगा अभी फिलहाल. मान लेते हैं कि ये सेम है अभी. है ना? तो this is same. बाकी सब same है फिलहाल.
Yeah.
And everything is same. ठीक है?
Yes.
ये आप रिप्लाई फ्लड होकर इधर आएगा eventually. ये आर्क लर्न करेगा. करेक्ट?
Yes.
करेगा ना? करेक्ट. तो यहाँ पे वो 200 1112 का आर्क लर्न करेगा. दिस आर्क H2 का मैक एड्रेस भी लर्न करेगा, है ना?
Yeah.
मैक एड्रेस का क्या लर्न करेगा? H2 का मैक इज पॉइंटिंग वेयर?
3.0.0.3.
इज दैट करेक्ट?
That's right. So the packet will do the go till V3 and V3 will again.
V3 क्यों करे? ये
नहीं, अगर
one second.
वहाँ पर ही रुको.
First of all, you understand arc will be learned.
yes.
Now the MAC of H2 will be learned, which is behind 3333.
Yes.
Which is not correct.
Correct.
तो ये जब राउट करके पैकेट भेजेगा, destination MAC as H2, इधर आएगा पैकेट, which is a bridge packet. V3 will try to switch. It will try to switch. It will not route because DMAC is not my MAC. DMAC is H2's MAC. And that MAC is learned where? यहाँ पे learned है ना?
Yes. Then
फिर से VXLAN में learned है. So will it send it out again?
No.
Split हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे drop हो जाएगा. That's a problem. तो हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए? What do you think?
When V3 is sending syncing the R, that time it should say that this R reply has actually been originated by VTEP2.
कैसे बोलेगा वो? वो तो हम लोग ह्यूमन लैंग्वेज हम कैन से from packet perspective कैसे होगा?
Packet perspective.
Can it originate the packet with someone else's IP? That will be spoofing.
Spoofing, yes.
वो नहीं हो पाएगा.
Right.
Again, remember this is being handled by the agent, not hardware. Agent can do whatever it wants. Software packet को change कर सकता है किसी भी तरीके से. So if you want to change something, what will you change?
Okay, no extra field added, something from this
हाँ,
area to
हाँ.
change. Okay, source side.
सोर्स भी चेंज नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि वो एक टाइप का ये हो जा रहा है, मतलब स्पूफ हो जा रहा है. करेक्ट. अगर मैं सोर्स मैक को चेंज कर दूं क्या होगा? सोर्स मैक मैं खुद का मैक ले सकता हूँ, है ना? तो सोर्स मैक जो हो जाएगा यहाँ पे V3 का मैक हो जाएगा, फिजिकल मैक, शो वर्जन वाला मैक. ठीक है? D मैक विल बी V मैक. और ऑफ कोर्स ये चेंज नहीं होगा, ये आर्क पेलोड है, ये जैसा था वैसा ही है. रिमेंबर आर्क हमेशा आर्क पेलोड से लर्न होता है, मैक एड्रेस से लर्न नहीं होता है. तो ये इंटैक्ट है. तो ये आर्क जब कर रहा है, आर्क सिंक को कर रहा है, इट इज चेंजिंग द इथरनेट सोर्स मैक फ्रॉम H3 H2 टू V3. तो यहाँ पे क्या मैक एड्रेस लर्न होगा ये वाला? मैक एड्रेस लर्न कहाँ से होता है? इथरनेट एड्रेस होता है.
No, V3 would be done.
V3 will be learned.
V3 will be learned, which is correct. Which is correct.
V3 is
That is correct.
Source map उसने डाला V3 को.
हाँ, खुद का मैक.
हाँ.
Has been read it. It was there as H2.
H2 before, and then it has put the.
It has-
source
Doesn't
as
it has V3.
doesn't learn H2's MAC address.
So it is
Would
not-
be correct MAC address learn करना बस.
Because if it learns the MAC address of H2, which is wrong, because H2 is not behind 3.0.
तब तो complete failure होगा, black holing होगा. Traffic जब भी इधर आएगा, that will be dropped.
Right.
That's a complete black hole of traffic. But if you don't learn the MAC address at all, you have the ARP. Remember, ARP हमेशा है. ARP है क्योंकि ये intact है. This is intact, so we have the ARP. But the MAC is not learned of H2, which is fine. तो अगर ARP learned है, MAC learn नहीं होता क्या होता है? Unknown unicast. तो flood से we can reach. Flooding से we can reach, which is fine, which is better than black holing.
Right. So here the intention is just to ensure that V1 is not updating the wrong
Correct.
information in.
हाँ, क्योंकि the traffic loss होगा. The intention is V1 should not learn the MAC address of H2 behind wrong VTEP.
Wrong data.
Okay, so it will change the source MAC. V का MAC हो जाएगा. And so basically यहाँ पे ARP learned होगा for H2, but H2 का MAC learn नहीं होगा. Not learned. So now when it will route it, it will see that the route is rightly connected. It will check the ARP is there, but where is the MAC? Where is the MAC learned? It is not learned, so it will flood it. So eventually flood होके इधर आ ही जाएगा ICMP पैकेट. क्या? This is the ARP-sync behavior. Two ARP-sync behavior with IP address virtual.
Once when it is received from host, once when it is received on the.
So the MAC address would not be learned in our reply, but rather it will be learned in ICMP for H2.
यहाँ पे लर्न नहीं होगा. सुन, H2 जब पैकेट भेजेगा, हाँ, अगर H2 जब पैकेट भेज रहा है ICMP रिप्लाई, अगर somehow that ICMP रिप्लाई इधर आ जाता है, क्योंकि ये तो अपने गेटवे को भेजेगा. DMAC is VMAC, which is learned behind 555. अगर वो पैकेट इधर आ जाता है, तब ये लर्न कर लेगा. और अगर पैकेट हमेशा इधर जाता है, तो ये लर्न नहीं करेगा. तो इधर जाके ये ICMP रिप्लाई को राउट करेगा, राउट करके इधर भेजेगा. तो ट्रैम्बोलिंग होता रहेगा सिर्फ.
So the hash okay, it goes to V3. H2's MAC will never be learned behind 2. It will only be learned behind 3.
V1 will never learn it. V3 will learn it.
हाँ.
V3 में पैकेट आ रहा है ना, ICMP रिप्लाई बोलो, आप रिप्लाई बोलो, कुछ भी बोलो. So V3 will learn. अगर somehow the ARP reply or the ICMP reply, which is destined to the VMAC, somehow reaches here, then V1 will learn it. Then there will be no flooding.
I get one question here. If the ARP response reply got hashed and came directly to
V1.
then
V1 will also sync.
because it doesn't know, right?
It doesn't know. V1 will also sync.
Same behavior.
जो V3 किया, V1 भी वही करेगा, exactly same. And that way you're reducing ARP in your network. क्योंकि मैं जैसे ARP को flood कर देता हूँ, some other कोई और routing VTIP से अगर ट्रैफिक आता है, उसको ARP करने का जरूरत नहीं है. ARP already learned. क्या clear? लो अब कुछ इसको टेस्ट करेंगे हम लोग लैब में, चेक करेंगे सब कुछ.
जब ये V3 पे आ रहा है ARP रिस्पॉन्स, तो ये फ्लड करेगा, सिंक करेगा V3. तब स्प्लिट हॉरिजॉन्टल रूल अप्लाई नहीं होगा उधर,
क्योंकि वो एक ब्रिज पैकेट, वो ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है कि लाइक सेम लेयर 2 पैकेट है, उसको वापस से भेज रहा है. यहाँ पे
so
there is some
something changed.
agent is doing something with that
Okay,
packet.
so because source MAC is getting changed, इसलिए it can.
It won't cause a loop. Now इस पे बहुत सारा कुछ हो सकता है. अगर मैं VBTIP को सेम कर दूं, VMAC को अलग कर दूं, VMAC को सेम कर दूं, अलग VBTIP कर दूं, क्या क्या होगा? Just think of the combinations that you can do. क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. But if you know the concepts, you can figure it out. हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे एक सिनेरियो. But before that, let's do the lab. इसका we'll switch it to IP address virtual, and then you will see. We'll confirm these behaviors. Okay, Sujit, anything?
No.
Any question about this sync behavior? ये sync behavior warp में नहीं होता है. क्यों नहीं होता है? क्योंकि warp में जो ARP request होता है, वो source होता है physical MAC से. तो ARP reply हमेशा उधर आ जाता है वापस. But यहाँ पे problem है कि source VMAC से हो रहा है, तो reply भी कहीं और पे जा सकता है. Because it's any cast MAC. It's a shared MAC. That's the challenge with virtual. If it's a physical MAC like VAR, तो reply तो मुझे ही आएगा क्योंकि वो unique MAC है. चलो, let's do it in the lab only, then you know it will be printed in your mind. Same. That's very simple.
एक ग्रुप में ग्रुप में
आप extend आप extend करना भेजे.
आपने भेजा होगा.
ये मोस्टली हो गया, ठीक है. इसके बाद जस्ट छोटा छोटा चीज और है, नथिंग मेजर, बट ये एक मेजर चीज है. इसके बाद थोड़ा थोड़ा बॉडी फ्लिपिंग फ्रॉम द गेट. तो क्या होगा वर्चुअल केस में, क्या होगा?
मेरा तुम्हारा फोन अच्छा है.
Who wants to share this screen? By the way, does anyone have a setup with MLAT? I think Arjun can.
there must be a button actually.
हम लोग एमलाइन भी चाहिए बात में। Okay. वैसे ये जो भी बिहेवियर है ना, that is कुछ अलग ही है। All this V1 is here. Like V1 has another pair with, okay. तो एमलाइन के साथ कुछ अलग नहीं हो रही है।
That is like one of the peers of the Should I stop sharing?
Join the group now, then we have the
Don't have a meeting, but give me the meeting.
It is JPT JPT KGGC ZZB.
इसको यूज करो। फिजिकल आईपी का क्या वहां पर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन इसको यूज करो। 10.254 ये तुम्हारा वर्चुअल आईपी है
नहीं,
ना?
उसका ही है।
सेम है, इसी को यूज करो।
I can remove this.
And we could do with MLAN or normal hardware.
पहले नॉन एमलैक करते हैं, एमलैक के साथ विल डिस्कस इट। Or do you want to go? You are explaining here. Or
नहीं
must have. Oh, okay. Do you have MLAC?
No, I don't have MLAN.
चलो ठीक है, we can do it here. MLAC बाद में देखेंगे।
शेयर कर दे इसको।
I think mine.
We cannot hear you. We can, you guys can hear us, right?
Now,
Yeah.
The capture on ATT 502?
Yes, on the plate.
Okay. Basically,
मॉनिटर सेशन करना पड़ेगा
okay.
मॉनिटर सेशन है ना कमांड शिफ्ट एंटर करो हमारा करके दे तो ये भी नहीं हो रहा है
PP 232, right? So ETT 49.
मॉनिटर सेशन source sorry name test source 849/1 RX destinations Yep. Do a distributor monitor test
Anything filter?
filter port 4789
Filter, port.
port 4789 VXLAN packets.
Okay.
Now do the thing from ATT 501. नहीं वहां से क्यों करना है host to host नहीं करना है
अच्छा, host.
ATT 501
But they can change here also.
no need to take it there हम लोगों को देखना है कि आप supply sync आता है
200.1.1.3.
देखो stop करो capture को see the output line
पहला पैकेट पहला पैकेट
first packet 632.34
This one.
क्या यहाँ पे देखो सोर्स आईपी क्या है डेस्टिनेशन मैक क्या है इनर डेस्टिनेशन मैक क्या है वी मैक है ना 00167300 ओके इधर देखो मैंने यहाँ पे देखो सी है क्या है यहाँ पे डी मैक
that is the
वी मैक है
V Mac
मतलब कि आप रिप्लाई सी क्या है C1 C3152
easy 152
Easy.
CZ152 को आप रिप्लाई आया नीचे से
हाँ.
वो सिंक कर रहा है फ्लड कर रहा है
हाँ.
तो उसमें कुछ चेंज नहीं हो रहा है जो डीमैक है वही है वीमैक सोर्स में भी होस्ट है ओके एंड यू कैन सी द आउटर सोर्स आईपी इज 3333 मतलब यू नो दैट CZ152 इज एनकैप्सुलेटिंग इट
Encapsulated, yeah.
ओके ये वीमैक उधर भी प्रेजेंट है CZ152 में भी प्रेजेंट है करेक्ट
Which one is the VMAC here?
ये रहा 001
0099
And that is a VMAC, yeah. Because host is sending a reply to the
ये
mail.
होस्ट का मैक है 4446
Yeah.
क्लियर
Correct.
सिंक हो रहा है
Yes. It is not sending a sync to 222 because it's a breaching letter. It's only sending to 11.
now go to CZ152
But why so many are
वो ICM पे रिप्लाई है
I simply reply?
go to CZ152
Easy.
routing VTEP
Yeah.
बड़ा करो
Yeah.
do a show VSN counter bar type NC
Bar.
type NC replies यहाँ पे दिख रहा है आप रिप्लाइज hidden replicated हाँ आप replies hidden replicated clear this VXLAN counter bar हाँ फिर से चलाओ show VXLAN counter bar अभी फिर से clear the ARP on 88502 clear ARP cache
हाँ.
ठीक है clear ARP cache
Enter. Do the ping. नीचे से. Now run that command VXLAN counter bar. क्लियर मत कर देना. हाँ. तो VXLAN counter bar नीचे होगा नीचे. देखो क्या क्या है. We ran the command here, no? This one.
Yeah.
So, ARP reply sent unmodified. एक बार है. Okay. ARP reply hadn't replicated.
And then replicated दो.
दो है.
So you have two VTEPs in the flood list, that's it.
Yes.
अच्छा उसने दोनों हाँ दोनों के लिए जनरेट किया 1 1 और 2 2 के लिए
1 1 or मतलब
2 2 के लिए. In the flood list we have given 2 2 also.
ठीक है. Clear है. ये sync flood करना है. Any questions? Shripat?
But for me, it is incrementing. Like
What is increment?
like it's every 5 seconds, 17 say 18, 18 and 19.
कोई और ट्रैफिक होगा, कोई पिंग भेज रहा होगा. ये तो आप रिक्वेस्ट क्या भर रहे हैं? It's not the same counter as this ना. यहाँ पे देखो आप replies hadn't replicated, हम लोग वो देख रहे हैं. तुम्हारा काउंटर अलग है.
What output are you looking at, Arjun?
The same output.
Same output, different counter, but
Different count.
यहाँ पे the counter is we are looking at आप replies hadn't replicated, HEAT. You're not seeing that.
So, in the agent, what would we be seeing? I mean,
ये agent ही बना था. ये counters agent की वजह
so
से
if
ही
we
हो
say, if we check the agent log, will we see the ARP packet details?
agent futures do show agent VXLAN software forwarding.
Show agent.
VXLAN software VXLAN SW. Tap FW tap कर दो. SW करो. Tap it. Qclist. Enter. नीचे चले आओ एकदम. Last के last में होगा.
Last 20 लिखूं.
रुको ये यहाँ पे रुको. हैंडल VXLAN ARP packet. ये शायद पुराना है क्या? ये आज कितना तारीख है?
Was it time that?
Today is 4th. This is second. This is 2nd March.
Yeah.
2nd April. Go down. Keep going down. Look for 4th April. हाँ ये करो स्लैश दबाओ.
Forward slash या back.
Forward slash.
You can search for it.
And type 2024 -04 -04. हाँ enter. हाँ अभी नीचे जाते जा. हाँ wait. क्या आईपी था? होस्ट का आईपी. वेट रेप्लिकेट दिखेगा. ऊपर जा ऊपर गो अप. अच्छा ठीक है नीचे जाओ फिर. यहाँ पे नहीं है.
What is the time? What time?
Handling request for destination IP. 200.113.
हैंडलिंग आप रिक्वेस्ट है. नीचे जाओ. रेप्लिकेट वो दिखेगा. सेंड टू ये करना है. send to 1111. Send reply to 1111 with source IP 1330. Okay, send आप reply packet. Forced flood. Reply को भेजो 1111 with source 3333. Okay. Handle VXLAN ARP local flood as target IP addresses not for. Okay. So handle ARP reply to.
It's updating the ARP cache also.
आप add करना बोल रहा है आपको. Add किया. dynamic ये क्या? Update ARP cache. यहाँ पे send करना है. अभी नीचे जाओ. हाँ बस hold on. यहीं पे दिखेगा. Send ARP reply packet. ये तो 3322 का क्यों नहीं दिखा? 22 भी दिखना चाहिए.
Is it the same as this? Same like this.
Yeah.
So we're looking at oh yeah, okay.
It should create two. It should create two.
Aniket, will this set an ARP sync to this?
Floodless flood.
It got it from this.
No. ARP request is coming from 88502.
This is the ARP request. ARP request is just sync up holder.
So basically,
ARP reply ka sync.
we are pinging from 88501 to UP532.
Okay.
Okay. 88502 is sending ARP request. That is reaching 532. Niche. 532 is sending ARP reply.
Okay, so this is correct. I thought for the other case.
No, वो अभी तक किए नहीं.
Okay, sorry.
अभी तक वहां तक गए
Then
नहीं.
correct. We should just see 142. Yeah. Okay.
ऊपर जाओ. Go up. Just do command F. Do. देखना चाहिए वो तो. या फिर नीचे होगा शायद. ये रहा ना send reply to. Handle VXLAN local. Basically यहाँ पे दिख जाएगी. If you once you start reading, you can understand. Okay.
So this is telling to update the ARC cache, to update.
Update the ARC cache, flood it to the all the VTEPs, all these things you will see it in the keypress. ये agent करता है.
Okay.
All right, clear with this ARP sync behavior. Any question? Rohan, Srinidhi, Shripad, Arjun. चलो फिर then we'll do the next ARP sync. तो यहाँ पे source MAC host का source MAC change नहीं होगा क्योंकि वो तो उधर ही से आ रहा है.
Source से ही आ रहा है.
Correct VTEP के पीछे से ही आ रहा है.
Correct.
That is correct. It won't change. Now we'll clear the ARP, and what we'll do is go to 88502.
Yeah.
Go to router BGP. Conf router BGP.
200.
ठीक है.
मैंने
हमेशा टैब यूज करो. राउटर बीजीपी टैब है. ओके, शो एक्टिव करो. रिमूव नेटवर्क 3111 व्हिच इज अ रीवीटेड. हम लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं ऐसा? ताकि स्पाइन में the route to reach 3111 is always pointing towards CZ152. नो नेटवर्क करो. नो, तो हम लोग फोर्स करेंगे आप रिप्लाई को दूसरे वीटेप में जाने के लिए.
कंट्रोल दे रहा है.
ठीक है. फ्रेश करो. लिख लो. नो नेटवर्क 3111/32. ठीक है. गो टू द स्पाइन. चेक द राउट ऑन द स्पाइन. आपकी कर लो.
So I will do 3111.
3111. It should point to only one of the routing meter.
Yeah.
12 enable to 1/3.
Enable Ethernet 1/3.
CZ152. तो हम लोग आप रिक्वेस्ट भेजेंगे 88502 से.
हाँ.
जो होस्ट UP521 को जाएगा. UP532 नहीं 521 को पिंग करेंगे अभी.
521.
बीच वाला होस्ट
531.
531.
3 की 21 है. UP521
53.
चलो 521.
531.
गलत.
Okay.
This host will send the ARP reply, and that ARP reply will be encapsulated and it will going to the. इधर जाएगा. It will be going to CZ152. क्योंकि स्पाइन में जो राउट है.
Six कोई point कर 152 को. And then it has to send an ARP sync
Yes.
with the source MAC.
We will see that.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
Changing the source MAC too.
Okay, let's go to 88502.
I cleared.
उसको वो लाइन को ऊपर कर दो. हाँ. Clear ARP cache and clear MAC address table also. Dynamic. ठीक है. Run the TCP dump in between.
On 88502 or
8502 पे. आपकी करो. Enter. Yeah. Now do the ping from 88501 नीचे से
नीचे से. Okay.
towards 200.112.
बीच वाला host.
Okay.
Enter. Wow. आप रिक्वेस्ट पहुंचा नहीं क्या?
देख लो आर्क सब क्लियर है कि नहीं?
अच्छा यहाँ पे क्लियर नहीं किया था।
नहीं यहाँ पे क्यों
यहाँ
क्लियर
पे नहीं किया था।
What about the VTF? All the VTFs are clear.
होस्ट पे क्लियर नहीं करना है. One second, we remove the VTF from the BGP. So 8250 will send a ARP request source with a VTF IP. It should be fine. ARP request इधर पहुंचेगा UP 531 में. चलो troubleshoot this. Sorry, I'm getting a call. Hello. Check the ARP. Go to 88502.
Yeah, check that. Sure.
To ARP. नहीं learn हुआ है. Can you learn do a show VLAN 200? Show in VXLAN 1. का फ्रंट लिस्ट दिख रहा है. Do a show IP route 2222. जा रहा है spine को. Okay, let's do a TCP dump on the host UP 531 on the SVI or on the whatever is the port.
Okay, I would need to check that. Sure.
So IP in brief.
Include 200.
हाँ कहाँ
And
नहीं
200 पे नहीं.
कौन सा लोग सही होस्ट पे है?
VLAN 20 पे. It's showing VLAN 20.
Yeah, सही हो.
And that's a different.
There's a different VLAN altogether.
अच्छा, go to the bridging VTF. Log into the that's not the bridge. हाँ
That's not the.
एक और टैब खोलो इसको. अच्छा ठीक है.
153 is the
Yeah.
So VLAN 200. बना करो. कहाँ है इसको? है ही नहीं. इसलिए नहीं हो रहा. चलो let's do a show. ठीक है. Show and liquid neighbor. We can put it now. UB5 Ethernet 3 पे जाओ.
31.
Ethernet 3 right?
Ethernet 3. Show active करना है Ethernet 3 पे.
अच्छा 100 में डाल के रखा था.
200 करो इसको.
Yeah, 200.
Show VLAN 200. हाँ अभी जाओ host.
Host पे पर इधर भी एड्रेस चेंज करना पड़ेगा.
एड्रेस नहीं आपको बस या SBI 200 का वो चेंज कर दो. 200 करना पड़ेगा. नहीं सॉरी यूज द फिजिकल इंटरफेस.
Yeah, so Ethernet 4.
1/4.
हाँ 1/4.
नो स्विच पोर्ट करो.
IP space 200.1.1.2.
That should be good. Now let's do this thing again. वो एग्जिट करो इस पे. लॉग इन टू द वो TCP dump फिर से ले आओ.
TCP dump we were running on 88502.
Log out of this.
Yeah, log out.
You can just type log out also.
Okay.
Up here.
So
TCP
go
dump
to-
monitor test filter port 789. Enter. Now do the ping from नीचे से.
क्लियर आर्क कैसे तो है ही नहीं कहीं.
हाँ
201.2 को करना.
आया. Stop the capture. Stop it. You're getting the reply. See the source MAC 001. See यहाँ देखो. ये source MAC है ना?
Yes.
Okay. Now go to CZ 152 पे जाओ.
Yes.
Show version करो. 790D. Go to the capture 790D. हाँ है ना? बड़ा करो स्क्रीन को.
Source MAC. Full source MAC change.
So it's being rewritten.
हुआ चेंज.
Yes,
The source
yes.
MAC. Show आर्ट करोगे. 200.112 का देखो not learned आएगा.
202 not learned.
MAC is not learned. ARP is there. MAC is not learned.
Yeah, because ये Mac
Okay, sir.
वो वाला नहीं. Correct.
क्या क्लियर? बोलेगा नहीं कोई अभी? चलो, we'll discuss one scenario. इस पे. First of all, everyone is clear with this, right? Rohan?
Yes.
Deepak?
Yeah.
I'll stop sharing.
I will.
No, it's fine. Keep it. And Nikhil, Avrindra. Yeah.
भाई हाँ जी भाई.
Chalo, let's discuss one scenario. This scenario has already happened, 2-3 cases. Okay. You guys tell what would happen. I'll remove all this. VSN का भी यही है कि plug and play, you can do a lot of things. Combination बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. तो ये हम लोग का सेटअप है. अभी मान लो कि मैं इसको बड़ा कर देता हूँ. अभी मैं यहाँ पे एक चीज चेंज करूंगा. मेरा VMAC is same. Okay, VMAC is ABC. But I'll change the V bit. यहाँ पे मैं 555 रखूंगा. यहाँ पे 666 कर देता हूँ. All the VMACs are same. और इसका फ्लड लिस्ट में जो भी है 222, 333 and also 666. इसका भी फ्लड लिस्ट है. क्या हुआ? 111, 222 and 5555. अब बताओ क्या होगा? Let's say I'm pinging from this host to this host, or even this host to this host. कोई भी केस पे कौन आएगा बताओ क्या होगा? जो भी तुम लोग सीखते हो, apply that logic. And the issue is, customer opened the case saying कि मेरा network में impact हो रहा है. मेरा VXLAN software forwarding agent 100% चला गया. Who wants to go? Let's say I'm initiating just do a packet walkthrough, initiating a ping from 88501 and UP531. Most of these cases you can figure it out by doing a packet walkthrough. जितना अच्छा packet walkthrough करोगे, जाओ try करो, जाओ. If more people wants to go contribute, किसी और को भी जाना है तो चले आओ, discussion करो.
Arjun, like always, Arjun is ready.
ये दोनों करो.
अच्छा.
कहाँ पे जहाँ पे कुछ मिस है add करो. Add it.
So, 501 is trying to ping 532.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will be first R.
R. So this R is resolved from here. So this will be trying to R for this 532. So source IP would be here.
Sender IP in R.
Sender IP would be 100. 112.
200.
This is
You are on the
R.
R first R. नीचे से first R.
So you are saying about the R that is generated by ATT 501. Okay. So 100,
111. Oh, okay. ATT 50.
ATT 50.
ठीक है.
So DIP would be
100, 100.
100.
So target IP would be 200.
Rupa, if you want to come here, इधर आ जाओ.
Target
IP.
What?
If we have, it's ARP. Arjun, which ARP is this?
Host one is sending down.
Host one is sending to host three.
Gateway.
So who's ARPing to whom now? Sender IP, target IP, and the target.
So from here,
Source MAC.
source map is ATT 501. DMAC would be
Correct.
So
This is a ARP request packet. अब क्या होगा?
so now ADT will 502 will receive this.
Receive, yes.
And
It will consume, right, first of all, because he's saying the destination MAC is broadcast and the target IP is for my own, that is 100, 100. So it has to respond the ARP reply. And also it has responded ARP reply, and also it will send flood to all the flood lists because the destination MAC is broadcast.
correct. So it will flood it in the VLAN address flood list, which would be the VXLAN interface. So in that, sender and
So already ARP reply is sent by 88502. Now we are talking about the
Flooded ARP.
Sender IP would be this Yampe V
1111. 1111.
It won't be VBTech, no?
source IP will be 1.
and this would be flood list.
Flood list में क्या क्या है? देखो एक बार flood list लिखा हुआ है वहाँ पे.
So the flood list is there 222,
222 and
3 and 6.
2, 3 and 6.
Correct. तो क्या होगा? क्या लगता है आप?
So this 3 will receive both 3 and 6 wala packet, and 3 will not be processed because of that rule, and 6 will be processed.
Yes.
So
तो आप रिप्लाई भेजेगा?
हाँ
हम लोग का वो रूल ब्रेक, मतलब हम लोग का वो जो रिक्वायरमेंट था कि मल्टीपल आप रिप्लाई नहीं आना चाहिए पहली बार, वो अचीव नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे, राइट? Because the VBTEPs are different, CZ152 is going to send a reply. तो हम लोग का जो रिक्वायरमेंट था कि मल्टीपल आप रिप्लाई नहीं आना चाहिए, we are breaking it with this. First of all, clear everyone?
yes.
So CZ150 is going to send a ARP reply क्योंकि it is getting the ARP request destined to 6666, which is its own VBTEP.
Yes.
क्या Arjun?
No, I'm not clear with this.
So if it was the same, then it wouldn't send an ARP reply. Correct. Now because it's different, it will generate an ARP reply. The VVTEP.
Okay. Because this will not send only if it is sourced from 6.6. Because
Into 6.
destined to 6.6. And
But 666 is not its own IP, 88502.
So when we are sending, there are two packets coming to CZ152. One is for 3, one is for 6. Now for 3 it will not generate, which is perfect. But 6 is there. 6 is there. It is its virtual VTEP, and it's ARPing for a virtual IP. So it is going to generate an ARP packet. It's going to generate a reply. So 88502 will get a response. So this one, which is 501, is going to get a response from 88502.
okay.
And it's going to get a response from this.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Make sense?
So for this virtual map, it's getting 2 responses.
Yes.
Yeah. And then,
चलो ठीक है, that is still fine, not a big problem.
yeah.
दो आप रिप्लाई आ गया, उसके बाद अब क्या होगा?
Now 88502 has got it. And
Now what's the next step? Yeah.
So
So the ARP is resolved. What next?
so then the packet will come to 5050.
Let's assume an ICMP.
Yes. ICMP packet comes to 502.
what would the ARP table look like
Okay, let's even do that then. Yeah. What does the ARP table look like?
on 502?
On 502 or 501?
Oh, sorry.
This one, right? So here, so it will be first it will learn from 1, so it will map to the ABC.
Yes.
It will map to 1, and then it will map to 5 or 6.
No.
1 minute. Is it the ARP table on 501 or 502?
501.
So what? Why will it learn 111666? What is 1 and 6?
501 is a host.
Okay.
It's all VTEP packets.
What is it? Gateway.
Gateway is
100.
IP.
100.
तो क्या मैक लर्न होगा? क्या आईपी के लिए मैक लर्न होगा? 100 ना? ये इसका गेटवे आईपी है, तो गेटवे का आर्क लर्न हो गया है. Now it can send the ICMP packet.
So this will generate an ICMP packet. source MAC entity 501. DMAC would be
ABC, VMAC. क्या missing है?
नहीं
Yeah.
कुछ तो missing.
So, so on ATT 502, the flood list is 2, 3, and 6. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, and 6. 2, 3, and 6. Okay. 3 in math, 3, 6. 1, 2.
Okay, so it is for multiple answers.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
But the R content is the same,
It's the same, so if there is no problem with.
whether it is 502 or 152 responding, the R, the IP MAC binding is the same.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
correct.
fine.
Yeah, and also like when it is sending ARP reply in the inner Ethernet header and the inner Ethernet header source MAC and the sender MAC is the virtual MAC. When it is sending an ARP reply. Right, so anyway, then ATT 502 पे कुछ MAC address table का भी फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है because of that ARP reply. It's just that the multiple ARP replies for now is received on ATT 502.
Correct.
So
ठीक है, तो ATT 502 ये क्या हो रहा है अभी? क्या हम लोग encapsulate कर रहे हैं?
We are encapsulating the ICMP packet.
क्यों encapsulate कर रहा है इसे? ये सोचो ना, भूल जाओ ये नॉर्मल राउटिंग में क्या होता है? ATT 501 ने अपना ARP रिजॉल्व किया गेटवे के लिए. ATT 501 will send a ICMP packet.
No, this I understand. I'm working on the requesting packet from 502.
तो ATT 502 को कुछ चाहिए ना ICMP रिक्वेस्ट को आगे भेजने के लिए. It needs the ARP.
Yeah.
ARP for
Needs ARP for that.
The source IP will not be.
Source IP.
No, he's trying to ICMP.
ICMP भूल जाओ. ICMP से पहले तो हम लोग को ARP चाहिए होस्ट के लिए, डेस्टिनेशन होस्ट के लिए.
Let's craft the ARP.
502 ARPing for 532.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Make that, yeah. Again, remember the problem is that customer का network impact हो रहा है because VXLAN software forwarding is at 100%. Because it is 100%, it is not able to process all the ARP. ठीक है, अगर वो agent 100% चला गया, तो जो भी VXLAN ARP आ रहा है, it may not be able to process. तो मेरा data impact हो सकता है. It's a very important agent.
So type A would be this ATT 502.
That is 200 dot 1 dot 1 dot 100.
Huh?
Right? 200 1 100.
Target IP be 216. Source MAC would be
VMAC.
DMAC would be 0.
Target MAC.
T.
So now source MAC.
Source MAC.
Either
VMAC. Broadcast. Because it's ARP request. Outer.
Inner source IP. Outer information.
So this would be
No, it will be
It will be VVT.
PIP would be which would be 1, 2, 3, 6.
One, it won't be one.
No,
One is own. It is
Only
236.
236.
ये क्या ARP request है ना? ठीक है.
So S MAC, D MAC. So the
501, 502.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, that's the
outer MAC always be physical MAC.
destination either as 333 or 666.
So
What do you want to consider? Destination as 333?
333 we will ignore because that will anyway be ignored. 666 if we consider.
Okay.
क्यों 333 को क्यों ignore किया?
Because it is targeting for this no, it's not a virtual MAC, so this will be
666 को ignore करेगा यहाँ पे, not 333. क्योंकि जो ARP request हो रहा है that is for host IP.
the target IP is 200.113.
IP.
No, it's not virtual IP. आप request किसके लिए भेज रहे हो?
Most of the target is
DB3.
टारगेट आईपी देखो क्या लिखा है वहाँ पे,
200.113.
किसका आईपी है वो? होस्ट का आईपी है। तो वहाँ पे हम लोग DIP 333 को वाले को ऑनर करेंगे, नॉट 666। 666 को ऑनर को तब करेंगे जब टारगेट आईपी इज गेटवे का आईपी, वर्चुअल आईपी।
Okay, but जब हम ये कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं यूज कर रहे थे वर्चुअल एड्रेस का, पहले सिर्फ VB था एंड वी हैड व्हाट इज अनदर वन, वर्चुअल एड्रेस था, आई मीन बार था। That time if I receive a packet with the destination of destination IP of VB10, and then what the software would do is, what the agent will do is that it will just flood, right, in that case.
What is the target IP?
Target IDs of the host.
नहीं करेगा। If you get a ARP request for a target IP of a host,
Yeah.
तो destination IP अगर VBTAP हुआ तो उसको ऑनर नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि आउटर डेस्टिनेशन आईपी VBTAP वो तभी ऑनर करेगा जब टारगेट आईपी वर्चुअल आईपी मेरे लिए है,
तो उस केस में भी वो ऑनर
नहीं करेगा ऑनर।
ओके फाइन।
वो टारगेट आईपी वर्चुअल आईपी, जब आउटर DIP इज योर VBTAP एंड टारगेट आईपी इज योर वर्चुअल आईपी, उसी को ऑनर करता है। अगर मेरा टारगेट आईपी वर्चुअल आईपी ना हो के होस्ट आईपी हो गया तो उसको ऑनर नहीं करेगा।
It will not even send it out to host.
It will drop it.
Drop it.
It will honor that ARP request that is received on its primary VTAP IP 3333. अभी यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, मैं किसको ARP request भेज रहा हूँ? ARP request मैं 200.113 के लिए भेज रहा हूँ, जो कि which is not a virtual IP, which is a host IP.
Yes.
So it will not going to honor the packet which has a VTAP IP.
Yeah.
It is going to honor the packet which has 3333.
Also, I'm just trying to see if this is confusing. Let's say what happened if, let's say there's a fourth VTAP, right? Say 4444, which is also a routing VTAP, right? So this 555 can land there.
Yeah.
It can land there, right? And since it owns the VTAP,
it will flood this.
That also will flood in that.
So we don't want that.
Then it's
to drop it.
Yes.
So you will. So if the target IP is somebody else in your broadcast domain,
Yeah.
You will only honor if the DIP is your
This
physical.
got it. Yes.
Okay.
Now.
ऐसे logically if you understand ना, then you will not forget.
Yeah.
इसका reason क्या है?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, CZ152 is going to honor the packet which has a DIP of 333, and it is going to, the agent is going to flood that ARP request to the downstream host. That VLAN to नीचे वाला host. The host will receive the ARP request.
Yes.
Clear अभी तक?
Yes.
अब क्या होगा? आप reply भेजेगा host. Let's make the ARP reply. उसको अब मत करो, left में बना, left side में बना. Sender IP is 200.113, target IP is 200.100. Correct. You're doing right. Sender MAC is host UP 552, and target MAC is VMAC, ABC.
ABC.
This is the ARP reply. Source MAC is UP 532. Destination MAC is VMAC. ABC. क्या होगा? आप रिप्लाई आएगा. वेट मत बनाओ अभी, रुको, भागना नहीं. अभी आप रिप्लाई CZ152 को पहुंचा ना.
It's my own Mac.
What will it do?
So it will see that it is my own Mac.
It is destined to my Mac. So I'll learn the art, I'll consume and I'll learn the art.
And it will cache.
And it will sync. It will do a sync. तो जहाँ पे वो flood करेगा.
So now,
So when it will flood,
this will change.
nothing will change. Why will it change?
It will not change because it is received from a host.
Okay, got it. So,
If it will change.
So source IP will be 3333. Destination IP क्या होगा? Flood list. क्या क्या है फ्लड लिस्ट में?
2, 5, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5 and 1.
2, 5 and 1. Correct?
Yes.
तो 2 वाले को ignore करो, that is a bridging VTEP.
Yeah.
So this ARP reply is now going to 88502
Yes.
with 2 packet. One is 1111, another is 5555.
Yeah.
क्या होगा बताओ?
We will consider either 1 first or 5 first. So if the destination is.
I think we will
We'll consider
consider
1. It has to be.
Is
It is
1,
coming
1,
from
1.
203.
This is the most crucial part. Now let's see if you can think.
Okay, whatever is learned on 555.
It will go to 555, right?
It will learn
It will
via
update the
555.
The destination IP is virtual.
It will learn to 555.
So this would be like
So the ARP in the ARP, the destination IP is a virtual IP, right? So it will send it to 555.
It will honor 555.
Why will it not honor 111?
Because the target IP.
So,
वो ARP request है. What you're thinking that is for ARP request.
That's what I was thinking.
won't this be mapped with 555 in the ARC? Because
Okay, we are syncing the app.
Thinking is fine. So 88502 2 packets. It is it's going to check.
DMAC
Right,
is
DMAC is
your virtual MAC.
DMAC is virtual MAC, outer DIP is VVTEP, and then there's another packet with a DMAC as VMAC, outer DIP as 1111.
111.
दो आप reply आए.
Correct.
So 555 it will consider for sure. What it will do with the destination IP of 111?
उसको consider नहीं करेगा.
If sure, it's like
Sync. If it considers that, then what's the plot of so it is now virtual.
Anyway, it's ARP.
चलो let's think this way. अगर मेरा VVTIP सेम होता, अभी तो मैंने अलग किया ना 555666, तो क्या मुझे वो पैकेट मिलता विद DIPS 5555?
नहीं.
तो क्या होता उसके? आप रिप्लाई को ड्रॉप कर देता जो 1111 को आ रहा है.
No, that's when it floods it because of the apps.
नहीं वो उसे consider
करेगा. तो यहाँ पे because the VVTIPs are different, that's why you're getting the ARP reply destined to 555. But अगर मेरे VVTIP in ideal case में VVTIP same होगा.
It thinks that it is my
तो in that
ये generate नहीं करेगा. Generate 555 generate नहीं करेगा.
generate नहीं करेगा.
if it generates, it will consume.
It won't even generate.
It won't generate क्योंकि 555 will be my IP. Okay, तो in that case 88502 को सिर्फ एक आप रिप्लाई आएगा destined to 111. करेगा ही ना?
करेगा.
फिर
Yes, so it is considering both 555 and 111.
तो उससे क्या होगा? चलो 111 को कंसीडर करके क्या होगा, 555 को कंसीडर करके क्या होगा, सोचो.
अभी 111 को करेगा. Okay, let's say it comes to 111 and we will decapsulate. We will decapsulate. We will check what is the source IP. That will decapsulate because the virtual map is also right. We'll go down. What is the source IP? 200.113 and destination IP is 200.100, which is mine. So now it is going to do what? It is going to.
अरे ARP टेबल अपडेट करना है ना.
Correct.
ARP सिंक इसलिए तो मिला है कि वो ARP टेबल अपडेट करे. So it is updating the ARP table that 200.113
is behind.
Is mapped.
So
It's mapped to
UP
532.
that is fine, but VTEP,
अभी ये
This is a RAP table.
this is our table.
ARP table.
Now back to VXLAN table.
That is SIP. If you look
Okay,
at the SIP,
UP 532 is learned behind VTEP 111.
Q? No.
अगर we are considering
What DIP है रूपा? That is a DIP.
SIP, if you look at the SIP, it is behind 333.
Correct.
333,
Right.
sorry,
Correct. Good.
SIP, हाँ, 333. हाँ,
So, but even if there are two copies, it's same, so it should not be overwritten.
हाँ, बस आर्क टेबल ही तो अपडेट हो गया, वही तो करना था.
What is the other ARP sync behavior that we know?
If
So
we
this
have
will-
received
this
on
will
the
also be-
VXLAN, yeah, you will go ahead. If we have received on the VXLAN interface,
That should be advertised to all routing users.
that should be, it would be.
The ARP reply should be.
When the
advertised.
outer DIP is VVTAP.
When the outers.
यहाँ पे outer DIP है ना VVTAP 555. तो क्या करेगा? Sync करेगा?
Yeah.
It will sync, right?
So this will source it.
अभी picture बाकी है by the way, हाँ? अभी picture बाकी है.
1 minute. So why it will sync? Why it will sync? Because
It has received an app reply packet for
5555,
Which is
which is a VVTAP.
So
and target IP is my IP.
target IP is mine.
That's the second case, right? The second scenario.
So it will do a ARP sync. चलो अभी बताओ ARP sync कैसे होगा? How will the ARP sync look like?
Source match would be ATP
502.
उसको रब मत करो, रब मत करो, रहने दो उसको. Source मैक यहाँ पे था वो
UP 552.
Let's make it on ऊपर बना दो उसके ऊपर. So this is a ARP sync packet we are making.
ARP is down. SMAC would be
SMAC will be 88502. Destination MAC will be VMAC. सिर्फ source MAC change करते हैं ना? Inner source MAC को change करते हैं. And then
SIP would be 6.
No, not 6. Not 555. 1111.
SIP will be.
That list me
DIP है.
2, 3, 6.
2, 3 and 6. ठीक है, वो outer source MAC.
That is fine.
अब ये पैकेट पहुंचेगा,
It will come there.
2 को पहुंचेगा, 3 को पहुंचेगा, 6 को पहुंचेगा. 2 को भूल जाओ, that is a bridging VTAP. So now CZ150 is receiving 2 ARP replies. One is destined to 3333, one is destined to 6666.
666 is a VVTAP. So again, this will advertise to one.
One second. अरे रुको यार, हमने क्या हुआ है? आराम से. CZ152 is now receiving an ARP reply packet, है ना? For 3333 and 6666.
Yes.
What will it consider? What will it?
क्या होगा? Specifically क्या करेगा?
333 will be updated because that's normal.
And
So 666 is a VVTAP. So that will be again synced with other.
Again sync.
Yeah.
करेगा sync?
Yes.
You all agree?
Yes.
क्योंकि you are receiving
66.
ARP reply destined to your VVTAP IP with the target IP of VIP.
And everything is a new packet because the source MAC is changed. So everything is a new packet.
हाँ, तो जब now CZ152 will sync again, make that again. You will have ARP header, same case, ARP header. Source MAC will be of CZ152. Destination MAC will be VMAC. Outer DIP will be 3333. Outer source IP will be 3333.
Source IP will be 333.
DIP will be flood list, which is 111
And 5555.
111,555.
2 doesn't matter.
तो वो जाएगा 88502.
Yes.
502 will again sync.
So
Will this keep
this
on
is
happening?
the same like this. So it's
It's keep on happening. So it's called a ARP sync loop. तो ये ARP sync loop होते रहेगा. Continuously ARP sync loop होते रहेगा. ARP sync चलते रहेगा. और ये सारा ARP पैकेट कौन हैंडल कर रहा है?
Software. VXLAN software agents.
तो वो
two packets are
100%.
same and these two packets.
That will go 100%. तो एक पैरामीटर चेंज करके इतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया, सोचो.
So it will
ये तो दो devices के बारे में बात की
कस्टमर
multiple VTEPs में different
हाँ मतलब एक वही हाँ लॉजिकली अगर मैं कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कैसे करूँ मतलब ये टाइप का सेटअप अगर मैं करूँ कस्टमर को बोलता है कि मुझे अलग अलग वीवीटेप चाहिए you know they're designing and they didn't think this through very likely that they will not think this through कि आप सिंक लूप हो सकता है तो इश्यू हो जाएगा नेटवर्क और ऐसा 2-3 केस में आया है गॉट इट तो ये दोनों आप सिंक करते रहेगा
8502, 8502 will look or the DIP.
So what are some indicators? What can, of course, one is showing the proc top. You will see software agent, CPU is high for that.
in the qtils you will constantly see the logs VSN software forwarding agent qtils you will constantly see that hidden replicate we'll do this now
We can also see that in the counters, right?
in the counters also you'll see.
Counters, you'll see that going up, correct?
अभी कर सकते हैं
In a normal scenario, when we look at the VAR counters, it don't increase so much.
So much, yeah.
Typically, like a watch
By the way,
on
this is one ARP packet, one ARP reply. ऐसा कितना ARP reply होगा, God knows. So that all those ARP reply will keep on looping.
Okay.
But this loop will not multiply. It is a single packet that keep on looping. Okay, it will not multiply like L2 loop. So let's change the VBTF IPs. 152 में 666 करते हैं. Loop back पे. Show active करो.
loop back पे जाना है ना?
क्या है loop back?
1
Show active. उसको IP को हटाओ सेकेंडरी IP को. यहाँ पे इस पे क्यों कर रहे हो? अच्छा ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, इस पे कर दो फिर 21/1/32 कर दो. IP एड्रेस 20 ठीक है. फ्लड लिस्ट पे जाओ एंड इसको नेटवर्क में भी एडवर्टाइज करना है BGP में.
yes for BGP 200
टाइप इट. शो एक्टिव. यहाँ पे 30 वैसे भी नहीं है.
हाँ
लेट्स जस्ट एडवर्टाइज 20. ठीक है. ऑलराइट, फ्लड लिस्ट वेट नॉट डन, वी आर नॉट डन. 502 पे फ्लड लिस्ट पे जाओ, इंटरफेस VXLAN में तो एक्टिव VXLAN flood VTEP add, don't copy paste. अभी try it in a different way. VXLAN flood VTEP add. अरे ये ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है?
VXLAN VTEP
add
20
नहीं 30
30
बस enter. तो इंटरफेस VXLAN 1 ओके. 51 है. सेम थिंग उधर करो. यहाँ पे बस फ्लड लिस्ट डालना है, कुछ नहीं है. VXLAN flood VTEP (21.1). Yeah. Now do a ping. Clear the ARP on 88502. You can ping any of the hosts. Okay, दोनों host को किसी को host को भी ping करो, ये issue आ जाएगा. You can ping the middle host. You ping 531.
either 200 112
200.112. Enter. Now take a TCP dump on 88502 पे जाओ. क्या हुआ? Ping चला क्यों नहीं? चलो ठीक है, TCP dump.
इंटरफेस में
Monitor test.
RX नहीं RX already
RX में filter port
port
4789. 4789. Enter. कुछ तो missing है. 1 second. Go to 88501.
You added the route back. You
Which
moved some
one?
route, right? Earlier. Advertise
yeah that 20 to run section BGP. I've advertised at 20 and show run interface. Oh, we have to use secondary, right? We have given, no?
Yeah.
Given.
So here also like show run interface, loop back 1, 30, and then show run section BGP.
Yes, go ahead. You already moved it.
Yeah.
So let's try the ping again from 88501.
What was missing?
Did we clear the ARP now?
88502 पे we didn't clear the ARP. Yeah. Go to the 88502. Clear ARP cache. Now do the ping again.
No need here, right?
No need to do it. ये तो host है.
Not to. Oh, shall I try pinging 200 103?
Huh?
That is 200 just try to take the place brief. Yeah.
I think 2 is not sufficient.
Wait, we are filtering. Just remove the filter now. Just do TCD monitor test. Remove the filter. Enter. नहीं.
Allow STP.
ठीक है लगा दो वो सेम फिल्टर फिर से लगा दो. Something is missing. VMAX same है ना demo sector. So IP virtual. Never check the IP configuration. Now why do you check configuration? So IP virtual router.
Show IP virtual.
Enter.
Yeah. I think
So let's do one thing. Take a TCP dump on UP 531 on Ethernet 1/4.
okay.
TCP dump.
Interface. PT 1/1.
Interface पूरा लिख लो. Ambiguous आएगा. 1/4. Enter. Check the ARP on 83502.
Not STP.
Check the ARP on 88502. Show ARP. अरे ARP तो आ गया. 1-2 के लिए नहीं आया. Do the thing for 1-2 again. Wait. Check. Stop the TCP dump. TCP dump का बड़ा करो. So we are sending a reply destined to the VMAC. Yeah, that's correct. Go to the bridging VTEP.
Yeah.
Bridging VTEP पे login करो. इसको don't log out from here. Don't log out from here.
Yeah, sir.
यहाँ से भी नहीं. Just open one more session and नीचे just make another window.
Oh, anyway, we don't need UP the spine, right?
हाँ. Check the route of the spine once. Show IP route. Show IP route पूरा. IP route. Show IP route. 20 कहाँ है? 20 का routing नहीं.
Oh, did I give /24 something like that? Did I make that mistake?
Command shift enter करो. बड़ा करो इसको.
Command shift enter.
हाँ.
When I'm configuring the IP.
Show run section VGP.
/32 here and on the loop back.
No, you can't give a slash. Loop back 1 था ना?
Loop back
Are you sure you gave on the right? This is 21. Go to BGP on spine. Show IP route 2112. Yes. 2111. It's directly connected. That's why. Remove it from 5/1.
On 1/1.
Where
it was learning 21.
5/1. तो शायद से आप
शट कर दो इनको.
8501.
Shut it, it's not needed.
8501 is not down there.
Yeah, I'm saying that IP must be there, so just.
Just shut it, no? No need to shut that.
No, but that is a user. That should be fine.
हाँ
88501.
8501 उधर connect है ना 502 में.
85
हाँ, now to show IP route 21.1. हाँ, अभी है. चलो ठीक है, अभी स्पाइन को ऊपर कर दो. हाँ, किसी डोम को चालू करो.
TCP dump on 88502.
Here the ARP again on 88502. 885 host पे नहीं. Here ARP है. इन करो host से.
Dot.
टू हाँ, सही है वैसे ही है. हाँ, अभी देखो कैसे बढ़ रहा है. ओ, अब सिंक लूप.
Can you stop at 1 minute? This is coming from 3. And
See the destination. It's coming to destination IP of E21.121. From 3, which is VTEP 3, CC152.
why are you not seeing the other?
It's a RX capture.
Only RX capture.
Do a show VXLAN counter var pipe NZ.
On here itself.
Here.
Show VXLAN.
And give a watch def. Pipe NZ.
5 and
Control A. Control A. Watch def. Watch. Enter. देखो ये वाला देखो आप replicated कितना ज्यादा है.
Can run show propped off.
Sorry, show prop top, yes. शायद उतना ना बढ़े, but if you have multiple ARP replies, तब बढ़ जाएगा. हाँ, 31% already. The extent software forwarding agent. 37%.
21%.
If you send few more ARP reply, 100% पहुंच जाएगा.
Yeah. This is only for 1, correct?
One ARP reply.
1, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting, no?
Yeah. So there's nothing in COP to.
If you keep on sending cop भी आ जाएगा बीच में, crop करने लग जाएगा. अभी नहीं है. अभी shape नहीं करेगा. Cop आएगा जब when you send like 10,000 packet in a second. अब problem आएगा.
But the agent will crash or it won't crash?
It won't crash. It will just keep on. It will do what it can do at its best. 100%. If beyond 100%, if it gets more up reply, it can't process that because it's already processing something else. It doesn't have bandwidth.
Okay, but there's no chance it can go like out of memory and all that, like and crash.
Out of memory won't happen. Mostly CPU is being utilized here, right? Out of memory, no, that won't happen.
So what do we do to get out of this?
Change the configurations.
But
break the flood list, then it will stop immediately.
just to
Anyway, you will have out of band access, right? So even if it goes spikes up to 100%, you should still be able to access it.
no, before we figure out what the issue is, just to get rid of the high CPU at least. Probably we can remove the flood list.
So do we need to remove the VVTF flood list from both sides, or do you think if we remove from one side, it's equal?
One side it will say, because one side it will control.
So let's try. Abhi, take a TC dump again. Let's confirm the loop is still happening.
Yeah.
आपकी batch clear कर लो, batch clear. Batch clear. Tap. In अब की करो. Enter. Alright. Z. Now let's stop it again. Do a batch clear again. Or let it run, it's fine. Let it run. We'll just see when it stops. Go to the 88502.
Yeah.
VXLAN config को जाओ. Interface VXLAN 1.
8502.
502, right?
Config. Interface VXLAN 1. This is VXLAN 1.
Yeah.
VXLAN flood VTEP, remove. VTEP, remove. 30111. Enter. Check the PCB dump.
Okay.
So we are removing CZ's VVTEP.
रुक गया.
Okay. We are removing CZ's one VVTEP, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
Check the utilization. Show prop top.
I don't see the 150.
Cool.
Yes.
All clear?
Yeah.
Up sync.
So the rule for it to do an ARP sync is that when it gets with a packet with
Outer DIP 5555.
DIP should be VP.
DMAC is VMAC.
VMAC.
Target IP is my virtual IP. And a core ARP sync is if you receive from the host, DMAC is VMAC. In that case, target IP is virtual IP. Target IP always has to be virtual IP. And DMAC always has to be VMAC. तभी ARP sync होगा. Both case पे. Okay. After this, we'll do MLAG ARP sync. That is also there.
Yeah. Target IP has to be virtual IP and
Destination MAC has to be VMAC.
then the ARP sync.
If someone forgets, I have a document for this ARP sync loop. You can share it later. You can keep it for reference. Okay, we have another 50 minutes. Do you want to continue? अभी इसके बाद major things are all done. छोटा मोटा चीज है. एक है MLAG ARP sync. Very simple. Okay, and then there is a ping from the VTEP. What will happen? After that, we are done. You want to continue now or take a break? Chalo. So we'll resume at, when do you want to resume?
We have India Gate.
2 o'clock.
From 2 o'clock.
Chalo, okay.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, then what about lunch?
We are finished.
110.
Oh, lunch करके आएंगे. चलो ठीक. चलो then we'll go.
You are ready to order.
हाँ. नहीं, I'll go down now. If anyone is going down.
When it's going down, I'll come.
Okay.
After this, you will appreciate VPN more. But this loop can happen in with VPN also.
Okay.
It's there. It's just that VPN proactively send you all ARP information. You don't have to send ARP request. Okay. But this issue can happen with VPN also. It's a VXLAN behavior.
Actually, let's take away the sitting room. ना?
This room is booked too.
हाँ. रूपा को भी बता दो.
Chalo, see you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.